Okay, you are pulling for Raphael Misty Lament and Misty Descent. Okay. I'm not even gonna look your many pull kari. You are luckier than me. Claim, do it again. Silas, who asked? Well, मैं पूरा 150 तक जा रही हूँ. अब आया है जाके पूरे एंड skip करूँ अब या? This was what you were supposed to get. When Silas decided to cock block. What is this? ये
Misty Lament. तो मिल तो गया.
Yeah, we need 2 of these. अब Misty Descent भी चाहिए. Just because मैं 150 के लिए prepared थी did not mean I wanted to get to 150.
तो 150 पे भी नहीं होगा. तो आगे दो.
या पता नहीं किसका है ये. Silas! Who asked?
उसकी मर्जी.
पूरा 150 for R0.
Misty Descent.
Yep, that's both of them. पूरे 150 के बाद मैं किस लिए इतना रेडी होकर बैठी हूँ? Idiot. Nothing happened. Today you were not lucky. Worth a try. Worth a try. Say bye to my mom. ये बंदा मैं इतनी मेहनत करके आया और पूरे 150 बाद आया. ये भी नहीं है 120 के लिए. I am over here putting on the only nice blue dress I own, putting on nice clips in the heart of the ocean and everything, and I got 150 for R0. This man deserves the angst that's about to happen to him. This better be good after that. Hey, wait, no, I'm gonna read properly. The Black Sea is about to devour the world. Humanity's last ark, the city of Romirro, is perched on a solitary island. There shall be a lunar eclipse, and at the end of the 3rd night, Romirro will be annihilated as it sinks below the ocean's waves. The tomb of the sea god, which has foretold all worldly changes, announced the day in which humanity will be submerged during the first night.
The sea god has abandoned us. He has abandoned everyone.
The sea god is the one who will make the ocean devour Romirro. He wants to destroy us.
How dare they?
At the edge of the harbour, which had suffered years of erosion because of the sea winds, good lord, the explosions that I'm hearing, desperate people pushed the sea god statues they carved with their own hands into the abyssal waters. This is after god of the tides, right? Temples have been abandoned, their altars smashed, precious collections of books and scrolls are naught but ashes and smoke. Over the centuries, the people's faith in the sea god and everything that's associated with him was swallowed by the rising tides. It was only a matter of time before they were abandoned and forgotten. See, the bride of the sea god suffered this fate as well. Wait, and these people know who the bride is?
The second night is already here. It won't be long until Romirro is submerged. It will be just as the prophecy says. The citizenry is mired in unrest. Should this continue, chaos will inevitably unfold. My lord, we must find a way to soothe them.
It's only an eclipse. There's nothing to worry about. In fact, gather all the citizens and tell them. The tome of the sea god has revealed a new prophecy. We must hold the Wavier ritual and have the bride of the sea god make an announcement. Did you hear that? Bride of the sea god.
At the end of Forgotten Sea, doesn't Raphael basically send MC away because, don't want to rip that heart out? And MC keeps forgetting him. And I don't think she remembers Raphael in this myth either, so how do they even know that we're the bride of the sea god? Or is this directly after God of the Tides? That can't be. The ocean can't overflow the earth that quickly. I stare at the intricate patterns that dot the hem of the Castellan's robes. What is a Castellan? The situation is ironic and it leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. I'm just surprised we even know we're the sea god's bride. In the past, he was Romirro's minister whose loyalty to the city was unmatched. Yet he is now a cruel individual after the prophecy appeared in the Tomb of the Sea God. Didn't you say the Tomb of the Sea God spreads lies and leads people astray? Not only is it untrustworthy, but you sealed it away from the people. How do you have access to it to begin with?
These matters are of no concern to you.
Sir, you are very much aware that I am the bride of the Sea God. In that case, it very much concerns me.
Romirro shall be reborn under the current Castellan.
What is a Castellan?
You will make that stone tablet reveal something, and then recite those words.
I don't think MC can reveal anything from the Tomb of the Sea God without Raphael's blood. Like, they both need to put blood on the tomb, right? Isn't that what we learned from Abyss Walker? Everything's at stake here, but you're still obsessed with your power as the Castellan. How pathetic. And here is MC not keeping her mouth shut.
Foolish lass. Do you think you still be alive if someone else could converse with the Tomb of the Sea God?
I don't even know how I can do it.
Play your part. You know very well what will become of you if you don't.
After hearing the heavy lock bind the door, I am once again left alone in the tower. A tower again? Raph, after that 150 pull shenanigan, you better do something.
You're the bride of the Sea God. Why are you letting humans mistreat you?
Well, he said the thing. When did he appear? That title is nothing more than a pair of shackles. Can't you be the groom of Akemi instead? Ah, I see. I don't remember when it started. At first, I thought the voice was a hallucination born from my lengthy imprisonment. But time passed and the seagulls brought me seashells with strange patterns. That's when I became certain of his existence. He claimed to be the sea god, but his voice was too youthful, too mysterious. I couldn't trust him. However, I found myself involuntarily anticipating his appearances. If anything, it made my time here a little more bearable. Why is this straight up the Mirabai story? And like a person who was fascinated while watching a goldfish in a bowl, he approached me. He tested me, tempted my heart to yearn for freedom, as it sat in a pit of despair.
Don't you want to escape? Tonight is your only chance.
What is happening?
When the eclipse hangs high and the tides flow back, you only need to remember two things.
Elaborate. What are you talking about? Elaborate, please. The sea breeze slips through the tattered pages on the table. It stops and I see a page covered in mysterious, intricate symbols.
The sea god's Summoneo staff, the sea's Ritualis hymn.
What is Summoneo staff? The Ritualis hymn still makes sense. I don't know, it's a prayer, I guess.
When the time comes, I will answer your call.
Yeah, you better after the 150 pull shenanigan. Okay. The last traces of his voice are buried by the horn. I look outside to see an anxious crowd gathering under the dilapidated tower. What do you mean? What do you want me to do? Are you still there? Raph, I swear. Good Lord. Silence falls over the tower. I squeeze my eyes shut and force myself to stay calm. His proposal is too sudden. It could be a trap as well. I'd be foolish not to question it. Even if it is a trap, does it matter? Is there anything more hopeless than being imprisoned here forever? Yeah, sweetie, at this point, what do you got to lose? I might as well take this gamble.
Rejoice, everyone!
Oh, shut up. I already hate this man. I keep forgetting to read the sentences because some of these people are voiced.
Do not fear this lunar eclipse. It heralds a new hope, a new future for Romirro. We will not crumble under the waves. We've cast aside the sea god and left behind our hollow faith. Now, our centuries of sacrifice have changed the ancient prophecy. will see the truth with your own eyes.
Oh boy. The people are like ants. They're restless. A guard shoves me and I stumble to the edge of the tower. This is not animated. I'm sorry. In that instant, the gazes below me filled with disgust, fear, anxiety, and cold indifference pierced me like arrows. What do y'all want me to do? My lord, the power within the tomb of the sea god has faded. I need to use the sea god's summon staff, whatever that is, to make the prophecy's words manifest again.
The Wavier ritual doesn't require a sacred staff. Do not lie to me.
You want me to use the tome or not? Tonight is the lunar eclipse. Without the summon staff to protect us, should any signs of resembling calamities appear, I deliberately lower my voice. At that moment, lightning tears through the clouds. The sea churns and massive waves crash onto the shore. Well? A moment passes. The sea god's summon staff its age-old apparent is given to me. According to him, I need to sing something. I brush away the dust from the staff and raise it towards the dome of the sea god. Okay, here's what I'm getting. MC did get reborn after Forgotten Sea, forgot Raphael, but she can still hear Raphael for some reason. Our silent universe, this is a song, right? There is no tune to accompany it. I don't know what the song is. Our silent universe awakens in the faint light where dusk and dawn meet and merge. The young and pure sea god descends upon the first wave surge. The ancient lyrics flow from my mouth as the staff slowly traces a totem-like pattern in the air. Suddenly, mysterious singing drifts through the biting sea wind. With my voice, it echoes from afar. He's here. This is the closest we've ever gotten to hearing Raphael sing. He's humming Song of the Lost, I can tell. Good, he didn't lie to me. A slight feeling of relief washes over me as I face the wind and sing even louder. He who commands the cycles of the sun, the moon, and the tides. He who guides souls to rest in distant realms.
She's singing the sea's ritualis hymn. That forbidden song. Guards! Caesar!
And you couldn't tell that from the first sentence? The guards lunge at me, but the staff emits a dazzling blue light that repels everyone. Yay! The sea god wields fire in the darkness. He is the blazing sun who ignites the lost night. Thunder crashes down upon the sea and enormous waves manifest. Heavy rainfall descends as the storm engulfs all of Romirro. Terror and chaos erupt around me. I clutch the staff tightly and continue to sing until a beam of light appears. It points to something under the towering waves. I brace myself before I leap into the ocean. I can't swim. That wasn't even because of that. He said he would greet me, but this is a little bit too violent for my liking. Black sea water twists into a massive vortex and carries me away. Disoriented, I stop swimming and let my body sink deeper into the ocean's depths. Should I put it on auto yet? No. I lose track of time before a magnificent yet ruined structure gradually appears.
You're here at last.
Took you long enough. 150 heckin' pulls. A voice as cold as frigid seawater drifts towards me. Ghostly light sweeps across the crumbling ruins like moonlight. It's reflected in my eyes. I did not read that sentence correctly. Heaven forbid. Before me is a slowly swaying fishtail. A human body with the tail of a fish and the power to control the ocean. Are you the sea god?
My identity is of little importance.
You took 150 pulls to come home. It is very important. I'm going to keep harping on that. Several heavy chains are wrapped around his body. Powerful runes, barely visible, keep him immobilized.
I've saved your life. Now then, release the seals that bind me.
Alright, start the Kindle moment, I'll do it. Why would the sea god be imprisoned in a place like this? You may want to remember Forgotten Sea for that. I think it's because, that did not kill his bride, does not have fire, Lemuria fell, Raphael is asleep, etc., etc. That's what I understand. If I were doing this on my phone, so much lagging, I would have so much lagging.
I could be lying.
Oh, hi.
I can help you. But I can also let you drown in these abyssal waters to keep me company.
Nothing can be worse than being imprisoned. So, if I die, then no one else will save you.
I see you're unaware of what you've awakened.
The hip thrust. The legends say the sea god bears a special mark. Why is the sentence there for like half a second? It is the hair I'm excited about. The seals on your body are incredibly powerful. Breaking them won't be easy.
Your power alone is no match for these.
The game just completely crashed. Kindly refrain from making any sounds, please. So where were we before the internet decided to crash?
I could be lying. I can help you. But I can also let you drown in these abyssal waters to keep me company.
Oh, he looks so good though. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that he took 150 whole pulls to come, I'd be a lot more smitten. Right now, I'm kind of slightly mad.
I see you're unaware of
Okay, so where were we?
what you've
Stop
awakened.
showing off with the hip thrusts. The legend said the sea god bears a special mark. Where is it? It doesn't let me read the whole sentence. The seals on your body are incredible. Of course.
Your
It won't let
power
me read.
alone is no match for these. Its scale is as cold as the lonely moon. At dawn, it shall pierce your heart. The sea's ritualis hymn you sang, that is the answer.
I don't know the full song, but I don't know what to tell you.
You shall find no hiding place wherever the sea flows.
Ah! His dagger is a scale? Okay. Okay, this better work. This power feels familiar.
This is the mark you've been searching for. But it was also a seal in another form.
I don't get it. Okay. No reason you need to be chained.
The voice of the storm. Come to me.
The voice of the what? Okay, if you're going to keep showing off the hip thrusts. Is he good?
Again.
Yeah, I can see Gardan bachi hai. Yeah, I know. And that was the last one, right?
Call out to me from the fathomless depths of the sea. A stone, the inextinguishable vengeance.
I still can't swim.
The sea god's revival has been completed. You've rewritten the fate of these waters. Starting from this moment, you are bound to me. You cannot turn back.
Okay, does that mean an entire city isn't going to drown? This is the questions I have. The storm's roar filters through the seawater and resonates as whales' distant songs. My body feels impossibly heavy, yet scenes from my dreams gradually come into focus.
The tome of the sea god cannot be wrong. She is the sea god's bride and our only hope. We need her if Romirro is to survive.
How did they find that out? I'm genuinely so curious. Like, what exactly happened?
She will be Romirro's future castellan, protect the land in the sea god's stead, and change the prophecy.
You know, if MC actually did become the Castellan, this stuff probably wouldn't happen. The stuff that is happening, which is a good thing.
There's still over half a year until your coming of age ceremony. Yet the gifts are already piling up. We've run out of space to store them. Everyone truly admires you from the bottom of their hearts, my lady.
What changed?
She's the sea god's bride and was raised by the Castellan. Her knowledge and abilities are exceptional. She is kind and approachable. A wonderful person deserves all the best things in life.
Oh, y'all. So, this is Abyss Walker again.
Look at what our foolish devotion to the sea god brought. Death, disaster, and the prophecy that Romirro shall be submerged more quickly. The sea god will never save Romirro.
The bride of the sea god is nothing but a farce. She and the sea god will destroy Romirro.
Ooh, MC should be terrified.
Run, my lady! Don't let them catch you!
Can you hear them? Everyone is asking for you to die. And yet, you're the only one who can communicate with the tome of the sea god. I won't let you suffer a miserable death. I'll spare you so long as you obey me. How does that sound?
Can we kill this man? I open my eyes. Brilliant white lightning dispels my chaotic nightmares and illuminates the scene before me. Rainwater flows through the window frames. It makes the carvings and murals gradually reveal the lifelike faces of gods.
Are you awake?
The sea god looks at me, his beautiful tail having transformed into human legs at an unknown point in time. This is what I was expecting they would put in, the cafe because the tail doesn't fit. No, they straight up put the entire tail in the cafe. I guess if they put this, it would look too similar to God of the Tides, so they thought, yeah, the tail's gonna look stupid, but we may as well leave it there. I'm sorry, yes, where were we? He can walk on land? Yeah, he's Ariel.
I have prepared a gift for you.
Why? Yeah, of course my first question is why. He lifts me up and directs my gaze to the steps below. Håkon, his most trusted minister, the tower's captain guard. The what? Those who had bullied and abused me are now on the ground. Bound, they crawl and struggle, their eyes filled with fear and despair. Yay! They deserve that.
Their lives are in your hands. Would you like to deal with them one by one?
His hand covers the back of mine. He guides me to raise my hand and lightning gathers in my palm. That's cool, what do you thought? Debris scatters and the Castellan crown clatters to the ground. The puddles on the floor bloom crimson. That is awesome. I love when Raphael is like this. I love when he has murderous intentions.
Or would you rather finish them all at once?
My palm is quickly held again. Out of nowhere, the raging waves rise in the center of the temple and engulf everyone. Watching them struggle as they suffocate, I feel a sense of satisfaction. However, an indescribable emotion wells up. Yeah. The sea god already has a terrible reputation. Won't this make people hate you more?
Lower your hand then.
Alright. Yeah, I'm good. I pause before I hold his hand even tighter. I hear him chuckle as the illusory waves shimmer with rippling light. Illusion? They reflect a cold emptiness in his eyes. I don't see the pink yet.
The faith of humans is nothing more than self-interest. They worship when they need something, and curse when they don't get what they want. Why should I care about reputations?
Maybe I should fast tomorrow. As if he had his fill of watching their death throes, he releases my hand. The water vanishes.
They claimed I've abandoned this world. Very well. I'll let them be a witness to true annihilation.
Can we, not do that? I feel bad.
This is only the beginning. Don't you dare become merciful too swiftly.
You forget who you are talking to. You're overthinking it. I would never. Nah, I would. The dying Castellan struggles to prop himself up. His gaze burns with a fury that could shoot flames.
You, if it weren't for me, you would have been executed. How dare you repay my kindness with betrayal?
Sir, I am this close to flipping the word on camera. Shut up. So the lamb penned for slaughter is obligated to thank the butcher. You're insane, sir. I pick up the sword from the ground and hurl it at him. The blade stabs his shoulder blade. That's better.
Ah! Don't forget, your life is still in my hands. If I die, you will be cursed to perish in agony.
I think MC is cursed to do that regardless. Then we'll die together. Does it look like I'm scared? A swift death is better than living as a caged bird forever. Facts spoken.
A curse.
The sea god lifts my chin and strokes my cheek. Tentacle-like bluish-green runes slowly appear. Do not say tentacles right now. You're already one kind of sea creature. You can't be the other.
You're referring to these crude patterns?
What? He curls his fingertips. His movements are gentle, yet the runes are being torn away from my cheeks. Which runes? It hurts.
Stay still.
Okay.
Indeed, it's an ancient curse, but it's far too weak to control my bride.
Ah.
Close your eyes.
Okay. I can't read. I hear an eerie sound as something is destroyed with the pain. The curse?
What a terrible attempt of a trick.
Who cursed me? Is this why you took 150 pulls? When I open my eyes again, wisps of murky mist still linger in the air. Nearby, the Castellan is suspended in midair. A water tendril tightens around his throat. He deserves
These
that.
magics can't be wielded by humans. Tell me where you found it.
Ah.
What right do you have to judge me?
Oh boy, he done messed up.
I won't tell you anything. You don't need to worry about asking again either.
Aren't you a god? Why are you destroying everything? The Muria, Whalefall City. Now you want to destroy this island.
Oh. Yeah, this is the sequel to Forgotten Sea and things make a little more sense now. Raphael let MC go at the end of Forgotten Sea. It destroyed Lemuria after a while, but MC obviously got sent back to land probably on the island where she was raised as a sacrifice. No one knows how she came back, but she can still hear the sea god, so people started treating her as a princess. But because Raphael does not have his bride, the sea started engulfing the island. And MC forgot. And it is very possible that Raphael did the same thing after Forgotten Sea that he did in Abyss Walker, which is wiping MC's memory completely. And yes, Lemuria and Whalefall City destruction were like accidental mostly. Those were mostly accidental. Raphael was not like 18, freshly 18. Lemuria? Didn't the legend say the sea god lived there? In the sky, golden lightning freezes. Dark-colored waves surge. When the waters recede, the Castellan and the others are taken without a trace. Anyway, where have you taken them? You could let me read my lines, sir.
They're in a more appropriate place.
That's fair. Why didn't you just kill Håkon? A bloodstained crown flies into his hand. It immediately
You were
crumbles to
imprisoned
dust.
in his cage. How many years?
It's been a long time. I don't remember.
If the hatred from that time could be offset by him dying instantly, I would happily grant your wish at this very moment.
Yeah, they know that you wouldn't offer me a gift without a reason. What is it that you want? Tell me. I'm free now because of you, so may as well help out.
You are my bride, aren't you?
Yes. He touches the pearls in my hair before he lowers his gaze.
Removing unsavory elements from my bride's life is my duty.
Fair enough. As I debate whether I should confront him or try to extract information more subtly, a thunderous crash resounds outside the window. I see. The storm has destroyed a distant embankment. Seawater rushes in like a roaring beast as it flows directly into the city. What is happening? This is only the second night. Romirro shouldn't be sinking right now. The tomb of the sea god has been returned to the temple. I run there and am shocked that the words of the prophecy are emitting a faint glow. Ooh. What does it say?
This future was predetermined long ago. Whether it's the second or third night makes little difference.
Oh my god, is Lincoln going to drown in our timeline?
You knew this day would come. Why are you surprised?
Well, there was still 24 hours left on the timer. Yeah, if you were raised somewhere long enough, whether you like it or not, it becomes your home. This place is still my sanctuary. Regardless of what happens, I can't stand by and watch it be destroyed. You gotta listen to that. Legends say the sea god is all powerful. He can overturn oceans and move mountains.
The fate of this world is predetermined, and legends are just legends. In any case, it hasn't been long since I was awakened. My powers haven't fully returned yet. Why should I risk my own life for a city that despises me? Mind you, I would have to defy a prophecy in the tome of the sea god.
You've done that. Okay, no, you haven't done that yet. You will do it in the future. No, excuse me, you did that in Forgotten Sea as well. This is not new for you. What if you regained your powers?
Give me your hand.
Alright. Now what? A cold glint flashes as he cuts both of our palms. He intertwines his fingers with mine and our blood mixes. It drips onto the tomb of the sea god. I knew it! We both needed blood for this. Golden light rises from the tomb of the sea god. Dude, I can't keep saying tomb of the sea god. It's a mouthful. Like threads of silk, they unfurl in midair and weave together to form poetic words. Lemurians who seeketh absolute power combat the treacherous tides, dive into the deep for pearls, find a true love. Wasn't this in Forgotten Sea? There were hidden prophecies in the tomb, huh? It makes sense now. Despite the fact that I've conversed with the tomb of the sea god many times, I can only decipher fragments and incomplete phrases. Yet what's more shocking is the meaning contained in these words. I struggle to grasp the most crucial line. To find a true love, that means me apparently. The sea god appears more composed as he raises his hand to brush away the text and heal the wound on my hand.
You already know the answer, my beloved bride.
Oh, I like when he says that. You knew you needed me to restore your power. That's why you gave me those gifts.
You're more clever than the humans I'm familiar with.
How many humans do you know? Now that I understand his intentions, I feel oddly relieved. Yeah, that actually makes sense. According to the tome, you will regain your power and stop the sea from swallowing Romirro if we fall in love. Did that not already happen at the end of Forgotten Sea?
As things stand, this is your only option.
But falling in love doesn't happen instantly. All the while, the threat of this land sinking below the waves looms over us. I'm not kissing you instantly, that's rude. I will love you forever until I breathe my last breath. I know it doesn't sound like I mean it, but like I really do. I'm going to forget about being mad about the 150 pull shenanigans in a couple days. I still have autumn passes. And again, of course, you are my favorite. I'm gonna be mad at Silas for cock-blocking you twice.
Under my divine gaze, a human's life is but the blink of an eye. A fleeting moment is too brief.
Again, would you rather have this love disappear early or have a moment last a little longer? I am confused. This already happened at the end of Forgotten Sea. I deliberately emphasize my words, but I already have an answer. He won't let me die since he needs me.
I see. I'll have to extend your lifespan.
Not necessary, I already
Do you remember
died.
how you awakened me?
The summon your staff and the Caesar Cholison. Also, no need to expand my lifespan. We already die and be reborn like how many times at this point? Like how many? When is this happening? He places the staff in my hands. I'm not sure when or how he got it.
This can temporarily awaken some of my powers, but we need one more thing to stop the storm.
That is... He turns over my hand as he traces letters on my palm. I can't help but open my mouth. Raphael. Oh! His name, of course, okay.
Remember it. That is my name.
Yeah, I didn't even notice up until this
Recite my
point we were
name
calling
in
him
your
Sea God.
heart with the utmost devotion. Then, sing the hymn for me once more.
Are you going to give me a backing music so I actually know what I'm singing? He suddenly dives into the storm and his legs transform into a brilliant fishtail as he soars above the terrifying waves. Silas is just jealous that Raphael is taller than him now. The summon you staff emits a light to accompany my song. I sing with all my strength and stare at his figure. He glides along the top of the waves. Lightning from the tip of his tidebreaker trident, oh that's what that is, strikes the heavy storm clouds. Streams of golden light swirl across the sea surface. Well, if nothing else, this myth definitely confirms one thing. Raphael controls the weather. I very recently read Banquet Ablaze. The storm that happened when we were dancing in the ocean definitely makes a lot more sense now. Raphael's emotions caused that. The rain stops and winds cease as the subdued tides transform into millions of transparent fish. Did I read that sentence correctly? They stir up sand and gravel as they slowly retreat to the deep sea. At the base of the damaged statue, people kneel in the muddy waters. Yet they see the sun rising behind the sea god. He turns around. His gaze passes through the lingering mist and lands on me. Hawkern and his henchmen are imprisoned in a water cage that's under a waterfall. They receive my thorough care. You know what? This is funnier. I know that Raphael didn't spare Hawkern just to let me have my revenge. For him, Hawkern might have some value. I tried to ask him about it, but Raphael wouldn't give me an answer. As the heir to the previous Castellan, I become the new ruler of Romirro. Unexpectedly, some rumors begin to spread throughout the city. The sea god's bride awakened him. Now he carries out her orders without question. That's going a little further there. We haven't gotten to that point yet. If she can command the sea god to calm the storm during the eclipse, then surely she can command him to drown Romirro. She put 12 venomous sea snakes in the water prison. They drink the former Castellan's blood every day and the water below Mawson Waterfall is now a bright red. That is deserved, but still, oh my god. I pay no attention to their gossip. After all, I have no interest in ruling a city that once abandoned me. What matters is that I must fall in love with Raphael. You have no memory of what happened in Forgotten Sea, so this isn't an effortless process.
Your Highness, the harbor repairs?
Yeah. Deal with it yourself.
Your Highness, the city plans to erect several new statues of the sea god.
That will not matter. No point doing that. You don't need to ask for my permission. After shutting out those annoying voices, I search the temple for any sign of Raphael. This place has become the sea god's residence. To fall in love with him sooner, I spend most of my time here. The problem is, he's always somewhere else. How am I supposed to fall in love with him? That's an issue. What is this?
You forgot about the scale already?
The scale I held in my hand had transformed into a blue seashell. It now hangs from a delicate silvery white chain. Okay, wait, hold on. That dagger that God of the Tides has in his preview screen, which he doesn't use because he flutes people to death, flutes wanderers to death, is first of all, he has that dagger only to show off. And secondly, that's a scale. So when in Ebb and Flow, Raphael said the scales are the sharpest weapon, he was not kidding. Is this a token of affection?
At the very least, it's not a token of hatred.
150 pulls, sir. You better be nice to me now. The necklace is put around my neck and the seashell is like a crystalline mark over my heart. And if we've been told in the main story or somewhere else that if you have a Lemurian shell, they are bound to obey you. So he puts this in my hand again.
Keep it safe. It's a piece of my heart.
Ah, okay.
It will let me know where you are and what you're doing.
He can track my every move, but I have no idea what he's up to. It's not exactly fair. In the center of the temple, several springs converge into a deep, mysterious pool. The waters churn and the currents with white sea foam are connected to the deep sea. Around the pool stand 12 broken statues, their damaged torsos holding candle holders of solidified whale oil. Their heads are solemnly lowered towards me. He took the time to build a pool. I've learned something, however. He likes to soak in the water. Bored, I pick up a few silver leaves from a nearby box and skip them. They bounce across the water. Yeah, we know Raphael likes to soak. He spends 10 hours in the bath, and it's funny to me that I have a very similar daily routine to him. I don't know if the citizenry is trying to curry favor with Raphael and me, but people have sent numerous gifts while keeping their distance. Is he not here? There is no response under the water. I'm about to give up when I catch a glimpse of an unusual light flashing below the surface. Curiosity compels me to dive into the water to get a closer look, but someone grabs my wrist. Why?
It's impolite to enter my bedchamber without greeting me first.
I see! I did not know that! I thought I was in the bathroom! Raphael floats to the surface, his long hair spreading out along the water's surface. I can barely see his tail. It's like a streak of cold yet beautiful multicolored sunlight you'd see during a sunrise or sunset. Very colorful words. I'm surprised the renovation of this temple when I supervised the renovation of this temple when I was 15. If anything, this place should be mine. MC, are you seriously going to argue about a pool of water?
You are correct. I shouldn't have stopped you.
He tries to drag me into the water and the churning currents instantly transform into a ferocious beast. You little crap. I use his momentum to grab his arm and quickly wrap my arms around his neck before the water can engulf me. You're gonna play pranks on me, this is gonna happen. It's cold.
Yes, and you could have avoided
Oh,
this.
shut up. I was afraid you'd vanish again when I wasn't looking. How are we supposed to learn more about each other and fall in love if you're not here?
Is clinging to me like an octopus part of your plan to fall in love with me?
Cuddling can be used to gain affection, but there's also another reason. I love MC sometimes. Oh my god. The cold water droplet slides across the tip of my nose. I sneeze multiple times.
Why are you so delicate?
Shut up! I can't swim. The water in your bedchamber is too cold. Why is it freezing?
Is there a problem? Only humans have a habit of parboiling themselves.
In my defense, when I bathe with warm water, I feel like I'm being hugged. And that's important. It's probably also kind of pathetic. Ignore I said that. It's called taking a hot bath. Achoo! What was that? Oh, okay. The current carries us to shore. Raphael's tail transforms into a pair of legs as he steps onto the stone tiles inlaid with seashells.
You say you don't want to die, and yet you jump into frigid waters. Your desire to survive is rather wanting.
My desire to survive is lower than my desire for connection. Does that make sense? So if I have to go into cold water to hug you, I'm gonna do it. That is also very pathetic. You say you need to fall in love with me and yet you're nowhere to be found. Do you actually want to get your powers back? We have like 2 nights, which is an even shorter amount of time than Forgotten Sea. Good lord. I think Lincoln City, Raphael and MC is the longest they have been close to each other without a disaster happening.
I never believed an intangible emotion such as love could serve a purpose.
You are Lemurian. He sets me down as a ball of flame rises from his palm. I flinch and pull away, but he places it in my hand. Please do not underestimate my fear of fire. It makes me cry. It's not burning me. And it's warm? Dude, I don't know how to tell you this, but fire is fire and fire burns.
Are you no longer afraid?
No, I am very much. I don't like fire. Please keep that away from me. He creates several more spheres of fire and uses them to dry my hair and clothes until they're comfortably warm. You better have control over that fire, sir. I'm scared.
I'm only following the tome's revelations because I don't have an alternative. I won't fall in love with you. It doesn't matter how close you get.
Don't worry, I've just tried to survive. Don't misunderstand and think I'd actually have feelings for you. This man is so cute. He thinks that falling in love with MC is optional. Sir, this already happened. I don't know how long ago God of the Tides, Forgotten Sea happened. You've already lost the Tome of the Sea God, Battle War, whatever it is. This is not optional for you. It's gonna happen whether you like it or not. I don't even have to force it. I play with the ball of fire in my hands and toss it around. The dancing flame casts a softness across Raphael's face that doesn't suit him. He sits beside me on the stone steps and carefully examines the ornate boxes. These are gifts from the citizenry. They want to thank you for saving them from the storm that night.
These aren't gifts. They're displays of submission for the sake of self-preservation. They
That is
despise
correct.
you, and then they coddle you like a babe in swaddling clothes. Faith, devotion, all of it is hypocrisy.
He has a point. You don't seem to be furious though. My phone needs to shut up. What not if...
And you've entertained yourself by skipping those silver leaves. Why should I be angry?
I mean, I am entertaining myself very well. They belong to you. Keep what you like and throw away the gifts you dislike.
I'm not interested in insincere offerings.
Fair enough. Well, I have something that should interest you. I walked to the tomb and retrieved the Samanio staff that was hiding behind it. It used to be yours, yes? Now it's yours again. Oh, the staff that he uses in battle, is that it?
You are its rightful owner.
I am. This battle companion gives you a sword, not a staff. I would have preferred a staff. I don't want to do swords. Abyss Walker guns and God of the Tide staff are very convenient for me. He gestures for me to look at the ruby on the staff. There's a strange, distinctive mark on it. Now you're gonna tell me that's an Aether Core. Somehow we have Aether Core situation here.
It's your name written in the Lemurian language.
Oh.
It
It
belonged
is?
to me, but it seems I gave it to you.
Oh, he did?
So it's yours now.
So yeah, this staff is the same as the staff in God of the Tides. If you read the description of the weapon that you get when you have God of the Tides equipped, it's called Tidal Embrace. The staff is called Tidal Embrace. It literally says on it that the sea god gave his power to his beloved bride. This is that same staff, but still I need to use a sword. It looks familiar, but I get it. Now that you mention it, it does look familiar. When I touch the mark, something flashes through my mind like lightning, yet I can't hold on to a trace of it.
Even I don't remember the staff. How do you have any memory of it?
I am obsessed with God of the Tides. It felt slightly familiar when I obtained it.
Could it be that you also forgot everything? Because you slept for thousands or tens of thousands of years?
Oh dear God! God of the Tides, Forgotten Sea happened thousands of years ago? Yeah, I probably got killed and reborn multiple times since then. What the sea god considers a deep slumber can be called death in the eyes of humans. I knew it! The staff feels heavy. I place it next to the Tome of the Sea God. Why would you give me a precious staff? Like, genuinely, this is something I had a question. This is something I questioned when I read the description of Tidal Embrace. Why did he choose to relinquish everything?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I liked you.
Oh, even he does not remember Forgotten Sea, does he? He's been asleep for a long time. Oh, you need to start from scratch again. We need to go up on the surface and like enjoy a random party. Maybe my expression was too incredulous because he starts laughing.
You don't want us to be smitten with each other?
I'd like that. You don't seem to want that.
If anything, you don't seem all too pleased with the fact that I liked you before.
Like, suppose I'm just surprised you did that before, but you don't now because understandably you just straight up do not remember. I just can't imagine you genuinely falling in love with a human. Yeah. But if we truly had feelings for each other in the past, then falling in love again might not be so difficult. What should I fall in love with though? If I only admire his appearance, then we'd have an unstable foundation. Yeah, appearance is like the least of my issues. When I started playing this game, I didn't even see Raphael's face first. The first thing I saw was the fact that he had a paintbrush in his hand. And I immediately went, is that a painter? Give me the painter immediately.
Your thoughts are impolite, I presume.
Shut up. I was thinking about the god I'm supposed to fall in love with. I'm wondering what his character is. For example, I'd like to learn about his likes, his dislikes, his strengths, his flaws, etc.
If you knew those despicable aspects and flaws, would you still fall in love?
Yes, those are very necessary. They say that if someone can accept even your most awful aspects, then it's true love. It touches the soul.
In other words, an ignorant, foolish impulse.
Don't be like my dad. For the sake of survival, I'm willing to sacrifice some rationality.
It's not difficult for you to discover what kind of god I am.
It's not. He moves closer and lifts the seashell hanging around my neck.
When the next full moon arrives, you will find the answer you seek.
What do you mean? Raphael sinks into the pool, which causes water to be splashed everywhere. He waves at me unhurriedly before vanishing in the blink of an eye. Hey! Night fog blankets the wilderness. The blades of grass rise past my ankles. Short trees are scattered about and their gnarled branches stretch in my direction. What? I'm sorry, is that the temple? No, those are the ruins we also saw in Abysswalker. Sea of Golden Sands, yes. The necklace's seashell emits a soft glow. It guides me out of the city and into a dense forest at the foot of Mount Onyuna. I put on lip gloss for this and it took 150. I'm going to keep being mad about that. What's that sound? I quicken my pace. Exceptionally bright moonlight filters through the trees that illuminates ruins covered in grey-green moss. Yeah, these are the same ruins as the ones at not Forgotten Sea, Abysswalker. This myth is already really good. I feel like it is like adding a lot of context to what happened in God of the Tides and also Abysswalker. Raphael stands in the center of the area. Water flows from his hands to lift the broken statues. They're pieced together in mid-air. Impressive. I continue to tiptoe and then I trip over something. Sorry. Ha! I think I just fell over. I don't think I'm laughing.
I heard you breathing earlier. Who do you think you're trying to scare, mortal?
You brought me here in the middle of the night just so I could watch you build a house. I recognize these as the oldest ruins on the island, but no one knows their origins. This was the original resting place of the Tomb of the Sea God, I think.
Correct.
Okay.
Come closer. You're in the way.
Alright. Still uncertain, I move to the side. More stone bricks float upward and assemble themselves into a wall covered with fragmented inscriptions.
His blood surged to form the oceans. His scales transformed into the stars above. His bones became the whales who bore the sun disk, the moon clams that measure time, the coral bridges that lead to the netherworld.
Huh? Dude, how powerful of a god is the sea god? You are the sea god, not god in general. That's the creation myth for how the sea god founded Lemuria. Are these ruins connected to the sea god? This is what used to be Whale Fall City, right? I think.
This place is part of the Island of Songs.
I furrow my brow. How strange. The name sounds familiar, but I can't remember anything about it. The Island of Songs has only been mentioned in Abysswalker. As I'm deep in thought, more stones rise with the flowing water. They connect the broken walls and ruins to gradually form a shrine. The full moon hangs above like a bright pearl set in the center of an accessory. It illuminates fragments of the temple's former glory.
It preserved Lemuria's history, as well as the important chronicles of every sea god.
This is the
sea god
temple
you
of
want to
Whale Fall
learn
City.
about is here.
Oh, this is the temple of Whale Fall City. These are stories about the sea god, but they're not story of Raphael.
There's no difference.
Yes, there is.
One day, I will become another sea god who's depicted here. The name Raphael shall be forgotten.
The whole point of God of the Tides is that we were getting to know Raphael and not the sea god. He tilts his head back as if he's using somewhat real yet illusionary fragments to search for pieces of his memories. That doesn't sound like a good thing.
Yet you want me to get my powers back, so I can ascend and become a true sea god.
Okay, fair. You're not wrong. The flowing water gradually disperses and the shrine crumbles apart once more. It has returned to being ruins. Oh. I don't know why I thought the water would be like glue. What about you? After you regain your powers, what do you want to do?
I'll start with finding the person who sealed me away at the bottom of the sea.
I think that's probably me and it was completely accidental. Do you remember who it was?
I will eventually.
Again, I think that was me, but I promise you it was an accident. Empathetic, I nod. I know what it feels like to lose your freedom. You were sealed away for very long. You must really hate that person.
They aren't even worthy of my rancor.
What is that word? How?
However, I won't let them go unpunished.
I'm sorry, I thought that was my line. He glances at the moon before walking into the dense forest. I hurriedly catch up to him. Please stop confusing me. There's one thing I still don't understand. You forgot who sealed you away. How do you know that I can break your seal?
You are the sea god's bride. You're the only one I would choose.
Fair.
And you were the only person I could sense when I was sealed away.
Also fair. As he says this, a cryptic smile suddenly appears on his face.
It was ironic. I first heard your voice as you slandered me.
What did I say?
You said the tome was worthless since it couldn't find the sea god. However, it somehow revealed the location of his bride, so you were captured and forced to suffer. You said I abandoned my bride, played with whatever caught my fancy, and questioned how I could be the sea god. You claimed I was worse than a sea cucumber.
Given what MC has suffered, that is completely fair. You deserve that, sir.
Also,
you took 150 pulls, so you deserve that. You are still a sea cucumber. Be glad that I like you. Yeah? You're making up nonsense. I have never insulted you. I insulted the tome of the sea god. I'm going to insult you now because it took you 150. I argue while frantically trying to think. However, I have insulted him a few times.
I eventually realized that when you talked to yourself or slandered me, it meant you were in good spirits. And if there were days when you were very quiet, I could also guess what you were going through.
Fair. Okay. You really like watching people in secret, huh? Back up. Okay, that's
an
fine.
Incorrect assumption. I only see you.
You say these things and you then say, I don't want to fall in love, as if that's optional. We had wandered to the shore without realizing it. Moonlight cast a shimmering glow across the sea surface. Blurry, distant stars sparkle where the ocean meets the sky.
What is it?
I don't know. It's to stop you from jumping into that water and vanishing again.
Holding my hand won't be enough.
If you keep disappearing, it'll be hard for me to fall in love with you. You should at least tell me what you're doing and where you're going. You're not my parent. I shouldn't have to tell you this.
Would you like to accompany me this time?
Can you help me breathe underwater? He raises his hand and the moonlight condenses into a strand of silver thread at his fingertips. Then it descends onto the sea's surface. Every stream immediately becomes visible in the water's reflection. They follow the moonlight, coil around his cupped hand, and dance. Whoa. Why is this not animated?
The perfect opportunity is right in front of you.
Ooh. An enormous white skeleton. What? Why is there a skeleton? It reminds me of a fish with large fins. The creature swiftly cuts through the sea mist and appears before me.
Are you scared?
Kinda. Okay, don't underestimate me, but kinda. What is that? But as soon as I step forward, I find myself at a loss. I am unsure how to approach this skeletal creature and be nice to it. Help! I feel a sense of weightlessness as Raphael places me directly on the creature's back. His legs then transform into a tail and he swims into the ocean.
Hold on tight. Should you fall, I won't save you again.
Yeah, as if. It has been an hour. I've only done 3 parts of the story. Maybe I should eat dinner first. Yeah, I'm taking a pause to eat. Raphael swims through the inky black water. Silvery light breaks into pearls that flow along his tail. Close behind me is the skeletal creature that's carrying me. Is this your friend, Raphael?
Despite being nothing but bones, it tried to eat me when we first met.
I see.
Is that what friends do?
I don't know, man. No, you can watch The Wild Robot. I'd say it's more of a hungry friend. As if it understood what I said, it suddenly whoops its tail in an attempt to throw me off. I quickly grab onto what was once its dorsal fin.
The Fantasia shark is very temperamental. I advise you not to provoke it. If you throw caution to the wind, it'll reduce you to a pile of bones with just a few bites.
I'm being nice to it.
The species died along with Lemuria. I have no idea where this one came from.
Would it actually be your friend from before you went to sleep, I mean?
Maybe. I caught glimpses of its shadow in Whalefall City.
According to the legends, it was the most magnificent and beautiful place in all of Lemuria. Sorrow and suffering don't exist there.
Humans and their myths have never shied away from exaggeration. I don't remember what Whalefall City looked like.
You don't?
Only when the sea god's power is restored can all slumbering Lemurians be awakened.
Oh.
And then, Whalefall City shall return to this world.
I see. That's good. You have a homeland worth longing for.
You're implying that yours isn't.
It abandoned me first. Not wanting to continue this conversation, I pretend to admire the Fantasia shark. After a moment, an idea appears in my mind. Raphael, come here. I want to give you a gift. Oh. But just so you're aware, I haven't done this in a long time. It might not work.
I should keep my expectations low then?
Yes. Despite saying that, he raises his hand and uses the rising waves to sit down beside me. I take a deep breath, concentrate on the palm of my hand, and then gently place it on the Fantasia shark's head. What am I doing? In the darkness, a faint power slowly awakens. It cautiously moves towards me, bit by bit. Talk. I relax my breathing and try to become part of that power. I capture every subtle change. Oh, you're resonating. I can sense it. A gentle radiance spreads out from the Fantasia shark. Layers of blue tint the seawater and faintly reveal the silhouette of a city. While indistinct, its beautiful and magnificent form is still visible. Oh, did I make an image of Whalefall City? I thought this Fantasia shark missed Whalefall City too, so I tried to resonate with it. Did that bring back any memories? That's a good sign, I think. Raphael doesn't say a word until the water turns black once more. I'm forced to break this strange silence. I didn't expect it to work. I haven't resonated in a long time. And I only used it to help others find lost crabs and turtles.
Thank you.
Oh, welcome. What? For what though? What'd I do?
You helped me see Whalefall City. I'm expressing my gratitude.
Yeah. You're welcome. No problem. The moon has disappeared as sea fog descends with the heavy clouds. They engulf our surroundings. As the fog grows thicker, my doubts continue to take root in the depths of my heart. You still haven't told me where we're going, Raphael.
We'll arrive at our destination once the fog clears.
But Just as I'm about to press for more details, I suddenly feel like my mind is being enshrouded by fog. My consciousness becomes heavy. Something's wrong with this fog.
The fog is as it should be.
What does that
All you
mean?
need to do is close your eyes and get some rest while you can.
Okay. Where did I fall asleep?
Did you get enough rest?
I don't know. How long was I asleep? Wait, where am I? The surrounding seawater surges violently. It rushes with the force of 1,000 avalanches towards a massive oceanic abyss. It's like a crack between heaven and earth. What? It seems as if the entire ocean is about to collapse. The thunderous roar is so deafening that it makes my ears hurt, and a sense of foreboding washes over me. Raphael, please don't tell me we're going there.
I thought you were eager to help me get my powers back.
Oh, good lord.
This is what the Tome of the Sea God means by combat the treacherous tides.
Literally? Combat? Do I have to battle? I don't have my controller. Now I understand what he meant when he said opportunity. Is it too late for me to change my mind?
What do you think?
I'll take that as a yes. I sigh, I resign myself to my fate, and as I hold him tightly, close my eyes and allow him to take me to the bottomless oceanic abyss. Do not let me die. I did not take 150 pulls for this. As my dizziness subsides, I can still hear the massive waves crashing above us. Everything around me is still enshrouded in darkness. My survival instincts make me grip Raphael's shoulders tightly. Is it over?
It's only the beginning.
Oh boy. He holds me close as we continue swimming towards greater depths. After what feels like an eternity, our feet finally touch a flat seabed. Whoa. Dark blue flames ignite one after another in the distance. They move in our direction and reveal an ancient, magnificent plaza. Ooh. In the center stands a stone gate with multiple heavy chains. Each one extends to a tall stone statue that anchors it in place. The Lemurians have a lot of ruins.
This is the Sea God's tomb.
You weren't anywhere close.
Each stone statue below represents a sea god who has perished.
Ah. I hope you didn't bring me here just so we could be buried together.
Don't worry. That day is still tens of thousands of years away.
Yay! Ooh. He shoots lightning from his fingertip and it hits one of the guardian statues.
Stop pretending. I know you can hear me.
Hear what? Oh.
Young sea god, I've already told you.
Damn.
The bond's mark that is etched into your soul was never complete. You cannot enter the sea god's tomb, let alone reforge the Tidebreaker Trident.
Yeah, the bond wasn't completed because he let MC go, right?
I've already brought the owner of that mark.
Even when I'm pushed forward, I'm still trying to figure out what this bond mark is.
If we're together, wouldn't that make it complete?
What makes it complete? Genuinely.
You are correct.
The statue slowly turns toward me. Hi.
To awaken the sea god, you must traverse the 33 levels of the sea god's tomb to reach its depths, and offer the Tidebreaker Trident on the altar.
That doesn't sound as bad as it should be.
Once the trial is complete, you can reclaim the sea god's power.
That sounds alright. Combining Raphael's words with the statues, I realize what's happening. There are statues representing past sea gods in each level of the tomb. Does that mean we need to defeat all of them? Then you will be able to complete the trial and regain your powers.
Are you scared?
Yes, I don't want to be battling. A little. Even if they're just statues, they're still sea gods. I am afraid I won't even make it past the first level.
No one said you'd be going in alone. There's nothing to be afraid of. Since I'm here, leave
That's
everything
fair.
to me. You just have to do one thing.
That is
Don't die.
fair. I'm not doing battles right now. I don't want to. The Tidebreaker trident materializes in Raphael's hand as he walks to the stone gate. I take a deep breath and summon a silver sword. Ah.
Let's begin.
Raphael uses the... क्या बोलते हैं इस चीज को? Raphael now uses the... Oh my god. Raphael now uses the staff that he gave MC in Forgotten Sea, and we have a sword. That makes sense. The stone statues slowly pull away the heavy chains. Layer upon layer of seals are released one after the other, and the seabed begins to shake violently.
The key to passing this trial isn't to defeat the statues.
It is to do what? He suddenly pulls me close, lowers his voice, and enigmatic mirth flickers in the depths of his gaze.
It's related to reaching the altar.
Which altar are we talking? As soon as a gap appears in the stone gate, Raphael swings his trident and creates a maelstrom. It sweeps us up and propels us through the entrance. Lightning flashes and sparks fly as he shoots into the first level like an arrow released from a bow. Meanwhile, a sea god statue is slowly emerging from an enormous stone niche.
Young sea god.
Lightning strikes and catches the statue off guard. It's knocked back into the stone niche. Huh? Raphael doesn't linger. He rides the current into the second level and unleashes another lightning bolt without hesitation. This man is officially just Thor at this point. Chaos surrounds us as an unexpected scorching heat radiates from Raphael's body, yet his gaze remains exceptionally sharp and composed. The stone statues are either knocked back before they can fully emerge or slow in their hopeless pursuit of us. Duck! I swing my sword to cut down several coral arrows flying towards us. Do not be able to finish the sentence. Like a blazing flame, Raphael turns the entire sea god's tomb upside down. He reaches the altar in a few breaths.
Done.
That was fast. With lightning speed, he unleashes the Tidebreaker trident, and a radiant brilliance akin to daylight fills the sea god's tomb.
What is the meaning of this? Why is the latest incarnation of the sea god so disrespectful?
Because he's the youngest.
Well done. A young god should have a young god's vitality.
This won't do. We need to add a new rule. Shortcuts are not allowed. Otherwise, my ancient stones will crumble to pieces.
How is it over already? I finally got a chance to stretch my muscles, but I haven't even made my grand entrance yet.
You know what? All of the previous sea gods are a comedy. The surrounding clamor fades. Hazy threads of light gradually wrap themselves. Let me read!
Ye who desires to ascend to true godhood, the deep sea shall inscribe your name.
Okay.
I shall cleanse thy body, temper thy weapons, and restore thy lost memories.
Is that a good thing? Accompanied by mysterious chanting, a warm power surrounds me. Something reminiscent of flowing sand surges before my eyes as a familiar voice resounds in my ears. Oh my god, yes.
Maria, a bond best represents an everlasting vow and oath.
Oh, we're back to Forgotten Sea.
When you offer the sincerest form of worship from the depths of your soul, my soul will be branded with your mark. I will be unable to defy you.
This is young Raphael. I can tell. In Forgotten Sea, Raphael looks and sounds younger.
And once a bond is formed, it shall never disappear. No matter where you are or what form you take, I will always be able to find you and recognize you.
Oh, it's Raphael's voice. Unconsciously, I reach out my hand and touch a face that is familiar yet somehow not. His eyes still shine with the beauty of dawn's glow. However, his smile is more carefree and unrestrained and as bright as the clearest seawater. But in the next moment, the warmth in his eyes gradually fades as his body sinks back into the black seawater. Only the mark below his collarbone faintly glows. I can see the pink in his eyes now. The Lemurian Covenant. I promised you.
What did you promise?
I don't know. Oh, right. I'm willing to give you my heart. My sincerest form of worship. These are the last lines from Forgotten Sea. I'm willing to have your very being etched, engraved onto my soul. In a trance-like state, I hear myself say unfamiliar vows, yet every word seems to come from the depths of my heart. These are the last lines MC said in Forgotten Sea before, the myth ended. This is the sequel to Forgotten Sea. I'm so happy.
I gave you my heart.
Yeah! He takes my hand and places it against the glowing mark. Everything is clear to me. Before you fell into a deep slumber, we had formed a Lemurian covenant. That's why I am the bride of the sea god. Those threads of light gradually melt away. The seawater is cold again and the atmosphere is somewhat awkward.
A Lemurian covenant can only be forged when both parties are willing.
Both parties were very willing.
So, you voluntarily became my bride. It had nothing to do with the Tome of the Sea God. Don't forget to apologize to it after we get back.
I'll do that. I realize he's teasing me about the time I called the tome worthless. My ears burned with embarrassment as I clear my throat. You must have recognized our bond a long time ago. You just didn't tell me.
It only represents the past. And now it means nothing to us.
Why not? The tempered tidebreaker trident returns to his hand. Raphael turns round, his tail emanating a more vivid and sharp radiance. Within his body, a portion of the sea god's power has been awakened. Oh, I know. Our bond means I can command you. You don't want to expose this weakness, do you? Don't worry, I won't abuse it. In that case, I should carefully consider the best way to utilize it. He ignores my provocation and grabs my arm to swim upward, but then he stops. Kya?
You're hurt.
I am? I follow his gaze to look at my back, but I don't see anything and I don't feel any pain. It's just a minor wound, probably.
It's not.
What is it?
You need to return to Romirro immediately.
What is it? Raphael brings me back to the surface and the Fantasia shark carries us to Romirro.
Loosen your clothes. I need to treat your wound immediately.
Is it that bad? It doesn't hurt. Raphael holds my shoulder with one hand and places his other hand on the back of my neck. Warm power emanates from his palms. Well, that hurts! A pain from deep within my bones erupts and heads straight for my heart. It's so intense that I almost fall into the sea. Turning my head, I finally see the wound. But it's not a bloody gash. It resembles some strange floral pattern.
It's not working.
What's not working? Stop! You're making the pain worse. I didn't feel it before. I'm feeling it now. Yet long after Raphael stops, the pain doesn't subside. I break into a cold sweat and the drops reach my eyes. They trigger another kind of sharp pain. What happened?
Hang in there. Once the fog clears, you'll feel better.
What happened? I don't get it. Raphael, I need a favor. I groggily lift my eyelids as I rest on his lap. There are rumors. They say that the sea god song can enchant people's hearts and make them lose themselves in illusions. Could you possibly...
Don't believe baseless rumors anymore.
Can't you try? I'll use our bond and... Oh, yeah, shut up. I'll shut up. I really want to hear him sing though. A melody is played on a flute. played this music in Fragrant Dream, I think. It's unfamiliar yet captivating as it guides me. I descend into a magnificent dream. I wanted to hear him sing. I try to memorize every note as it flows. I don't acknowledge the pain anymore. Guided by the rhythmic sound of the waves and this melody, I slowly close my eyes once again. I'm sweating! After returning to Romirro, Raphael immediately confines me to the temple. He requests that I don't go outside until my wound has fully healed. Although I don't understand why he's being excessively cautious, he stays in Romirro. It's a pleasant surprise. However, the wound on my back often makes me disoriented. Sometimes I can hear faint crackling sounds deep within my spine. It's as if there are fish nibbling on the coral. Maybe a more apt description would be how it felt similar to seawater washing over new scales. At other times, I'm fully conscious yet somehow unable to open my eyes. However, there is one thing I remember clearly. Whenever I curl up into a ball because of the searing pain, the sound of a flute drifts into my ears and numbs my suffering. And soon after, I drift back into a soft, peaceful sleep. While we were away from Romirro, something rather significant happened. Hawkern, the former Castellan, had escaped from the water prison. Oh no.
We've already dispatched a group to search the entire city. As soon as they find something, I'll make a report.
Ouch. Peya, the lady in waiting, immediately falls silent outside the curtain. I hold back a gasp and turn to glance at Raphael. He is applying medicine to my body. Since he heard about Hawkern's escape, he has remained unfazed. There's not even a trace of anger or displeasure on his face. Well, I am angry. I'll deal with this myself. Call back the people you've sent out. There's no need to search anymore.
Yes, Your Highness.
When I wave my hand, Peya quickly retreats as if she'd just been pardoned from execution. You let him escape.
Beasts of the deep only bear their real fangs when facing death. Humans are no exception.
I see.
Making him believe he still has a glimmer of hope will force him to reveal his plans.
That is true. Aren't you afraid he might have a secret weapon?
You should be prioritizing your health.
He applies a slight pressure with his hand. I subconsciously try to pull away from the pain, but he grabs my shoulder and presses me back onto the bed.
This ointment is made from gold feather algae. It's the best medicine for wounds in Lemuria.
Won't ask questions.
Stay still if you want to be hale and hearty again.
Then be gentler.
I am being gentle. Are human bodies so fragile that they can't withstand a tiny amount of pressure?
Well, I cry, so. Yet he still lightens his touch as he applies the medicine, his cool fingers gliding down along my spine.
I could call for that lady in waiting and have her take care of you instead.
No thanks! I choose life. No, you're doing well. I like it when you look after me. His face betrays nothing. However, in the dim lighting, I notice the tiny scales rising subtly on his neck. I see, he likes being praised. I quietly take note of the small discovery. Oh, this will be very helpful 800 years in the future in Lincoln. That night, I develop a fever again. It often happens during these past few days. Raphael says this means my wound is healing, but feeling dizzy with a parched throat is still a miserable experience. Fevers does mean your body is healing, scientifically. Raphael, could you lend me a towel to cool down again?
No. We agreed that last night would be the last time.
Pretty please? Through the translucent curtains, I can see him lazily soaking in the pool, his tail creating ripples across the water's surface. It's not like I'll do anything. I only want to lean against it for a bit. I'm gonna keep whining.
Fever became so severe the last time that she thought she was eating fish.
Guilty, I close my mouth. The heat inside my body is still making me miserable. Raphael, Raphael, are you still there? I think my ears are ringing. I can't hear your voice anymore.
Truly? That's not good.
With a splash, Raphael seemingly moves closer. I quickly close my eyes. After a moment, I hear the faint sound of flames burning metal.
If your ears are ringing, then the situation is grave. We'll have to make a cut along each ear to let some blood out.
That makes no sense. I quickly sit up and grab the small knife that Raphael is holding over the candlestick. You insane little man!
You're done with your jest? It's not a good habit to give up halfway.
Sorry, you were about to cut my ears off. But in the end, he gives in. His tail is cool to the touch as I rest my head on it, and I meet his lowered gaze. Yay! How much longer do I have to wait for my wound to heal? I'm bored!
You'll make a full recovery soon.
Define soon. The mirror beside me reflects a flash of red, and I see the floral pattern. It's slowly fading but has left behind jagged, frightening marks. The voices I heard have become different. At first, sounds I usually ignore suddenly became louder. Bubbles popping, fingers brushing against surfaces, heartbeats rising and falling. Then the sound of churning seawater becomes increasingly clear in my ears. Even though the temple is far away from the beach, I can still hear the movements of the tide. Why are you so concerned about this injury?
It will make you more like a Lemurian. Your senses become heightened, so you'll be able to hear the call of the most distant oceans and see extraordinarily vibrant colors.
He absent-mindedly runs his finger through my hair. Doesn't seem so bad though. Being like you.
But you are a human. You'll become an outcast on land.
Suppose that's true as well.
Then you'll be unable to hear any sounds unless they're in the ocean. You won't see any colors unless they belong to the sea. Your legs will become too weak to walk on land, and you'll suffer. Seawater will flood your mouth and nose and rise in your throat. In the end, you'll drown on dry land.
Are you making that up?
It doesn't look like you're afraid.
Because you'll keep me alive. You will, yes? He laughs softly, feels my forehead, and then picks up a cup of water. Lets me drink it.
If you try to make excuses again tomorrow, there's no guarantee.
As I slowly recover, Romirro's short summer arrives. The scent of flowers, which had been absent, permeates the wind. At night, I climb to the roof of the temple and look at the port. People are setting up tall platforms for bonfires. Well, the city hasn't flooded yet, so that's probably a good sign. Perhaps they're preparing for the sea's greatest festival once again, centuries later, to express their reverence for the sea god. It was once Romirro's grandest festival. People would thank the sea god and pray for his blessings and protection. I already know that Raphael has no interest in a frivolous festival. But we should go down there and enjoy a festival again.
You're still injured.
I know, so I didn't leave the temple. I pat the spot beside me and invite him to sit down. Then I return my intention to the conch shell in my hand.
It sounds terrible.
There is an attempt! He twirls a flute in his hand and unceremoniously taps it off my head with it.
That's not how you play it.
Aye, there is an attempt!
If the conch shell could express emotion, it would have already died of embarrassment.
Then teach me how to play it properly. I like that song.
Why?
It might be because whenever I hear you play it, all my pain disappears. Just as no one dares approach the temple without a good reason, no one dares to go near the tower that once imprisoned me. I thought escaping from the tower would make me feel better. I guess not.
Your cage isn't in that tower. You
Elaborate.
can't leave the temple or the tower. You're afraid of losing the freedom to go where you please. Once your wound heals, nothing will be able to restrain you.
The conch shell is taken from my hands as Raphael brings it to his lips. He's testing it out.
Listen carefully if you want to learn.
Attempt will be made. How do you play a conch shell? The melodious tune rises and it mingles with the evening breeze and moonlight before floating away. Oh. I lean against Raphael's shoulder and let the vibrations from his chest seep into my bones. As he plays,
This island, this entire region, shouldn't be unconquerable obstacles in your search for freedom, no matter how many identities Romirro's people bestow upon you. You aren't obligated to fulfill them. You need to be willing to accept those roles.
One of those identities is the bride of the sea god. What if I don't want to be her?
Then don't be.
But I feel a bit reluctant to just let it go. I let out a long sigh and gaze at the lights that extend from around the temple to distant places. I used to love Romirro. I wanted to protect it forever and save it from the prophecy.
Unfortunately, it abandoned you.
I'm just a tool to the citizens. They believe I will save their lives.
Do you want all these people to disappear?
Not really. If I said I wanted that, would you carry out my wish?
If it would make you fall in love with me.
I try to imagine their deaths, but I doubt that will make me happy.
What would make you happy then?
When I don't respond, he hands me a long scroll.
Those ladies in waiting delivered it.
Where is it? I look down and notice several ladies in waiting at the steps of the temple. They meet my gaze and bow nervously. I suppose they want me to preside over the rituals of the first day of the sea's greatest festival. Am I pronouncing that right? Greatest.
I see. They're representing Romirro in an attempt to win your favor. When the time comes, you'll have to confront many of the people who abandoned you.
With apparent playfulness in his eyes, he brushes aside a strand of my hair that the wind had blown across my face.
How will you respond?
What would you do?
If it were me...
His fingertip moves down and rests over my trembling heart.
I'd ask this heart about what could make it happy.
That's nice. With the toss of a torch adorned with vines and seashells into the bonfire and the rise of the dancing flames, the sea's greatest festival officially begins. I descend from the elevated platform by the shore and give the summon your staff to Veri for safekeeping, and then remove the heavy crown from my head.
Thank you, Your Highness.
No need. In the end, I agreed to preside over the ritual for the sea's greatest festival. So this is just a theme for MC and Raphael at this point to enjoy festivals that they don't really care for. The reason is simple: because the sea god was forgotten and hated for centuries, I'm the only one who still knows how to perform the ceremony. Of course, this ritual respected the sea god's opinion, so many of the complicated, extravagant elements were eliminated. Nice. Less work for me.
Why did you think the sea god would enjoy a dance that looks like crabs are fighting?
Because it's funny?
It's better to save your energy and make more fried shrimp cakes instead. These are actually delicious.
It's an ancient dance that was passed down for generations. It's supposed to display the sea god's majesty. Actually, you have a point, it does look like crabs fighting. This man is built for Pokemon battles. He already in his mermaid form moves like a water type Pokemon. As I walk into the resting area surrounded by curtains, Raphael examines the pile of crates filled with offerings. It's as if they formed a small mountain. Because he said the fried shrimp cakes from the city's eastern district were delicious, people rushed to replace their offerings with fried shrimp cakes. They replaced the things, the stuff with food. Honestly, that is kind of genius. It is very easy to please me with food. I think it's the same with this guy at this point. Why don't you make more special requests? You gotta ask for the assistance when you dive into the deep for pearls. I suspect the pearls at the tomb of the sea god mentioned refers to something else though.
Aren't fried shrimp cakes special?
That's just a lot of food. A lot of non-veg food. How much of that can you eat before, you get a stomachache?
Food in the sea is too soft. Nothing has a unique texture such as this.
Fair. He breaks off a small piece and puts it in my mouth. Then he tosses upward a bubble filled with water to wash his hands.
As for the pearls, it can't be completed in a day or two. You also don't have to scour the entire sea for oysters.
Fair.
What you need to do now is...
His fingertip lifts my necklace. His eyes reveal what he is saying. Apply medicine. Okay, I loosen my collar and sit off to the side. Fine. When I think about how this wound is almost fully healed, I feel a tinge of sadness. During the ceremony, I realized for the first time that the sea wasn't completely black. The sound of the waves drifts in leisurely from beyond the curtains. It embraces my ears with a gentleness I never thought was possible. I also never imagined that fragments of rainbow-colored light shimmered beneath the dark-colored waves and among towering white crests.
Don't say that. Once your wound heals, you'll have plenty of ways to see it again.
Alright, Raphael, you're getting better at taking care of people. You don't hurt me anymore.
If I couldn't do this simple task well at this point, wouldn't the sea god's divinity be tarnished?
He's funnier now than he was in God of Tides.
However, should you miss that pain,
hey!
I can help you experience it again.
Idiot, I will miss the feeling of you taking care of me. No, that won't be necessary. Stop.
Your Highness, someone has brought a prayer flower basket.
I like flowers. Mary, who just lifted the curtain to enter, pauses. Her gaze shifts from Raphael's hand to my shoulder, and then she speaks as if she didn't see anything.
It's for you and the sea god.
Of course, you can leave it there.
Yes, Your Highness.
After Very leaves, I pull my clothes back up and silently glare at Raphael. I bet you rumors about us will be circulating around the city tomorrow.
Such as?
It's hard to say. Raphael mentioned the sea god's bride in broad daylight doing... Oh wait, that's not right. The people shall speak of her doing this and that with the sea god in the dark hours of the night.
What exactly is this and that? I don't understand.
At this point, you are more innocent than me. The prayer flower basket floats into Raphael's hands. He lifts the red, blue, and silver ribbon. Then he fiddles with the seashells inside the basket.
What does this basket of seashells represent?
I just like them. It's one of the traditions of the sea's gratis festival. Every household prepares flower baskets filled with seashells to exchange with others. The more beautiful the seashells, the more beautiful the blessings they represent. It's how one can convey well wishes to people. But why would anyone want to exchange seashells with me? Seashells. I tuck that thought away and pretend to be interested as I take the flower basket. I like flowers though. Oh come on now, this just looks like Whale Fall City. Having changed into lighter clothes, Raphael and I walk along the central streets of the city towards the temple. The moonlight and stars cast a blue glow across the night sky. They're like seawater flowing along the horizon as they rise and fall with the clouds and mist. Sounds nice. Try these crispy fish. They're delicious too. And crunchy.
They're slightly bland.
Is that so? Maybe the salty seawater has numbed your tongue.
I told you multiple times already. I'm not always drinking seawater because I'm in the ocean.
Okay. Do you want pomegranate wine? You never got to have that in Forbidden Sea. I drop a few coins, ignore the stall owner's somewhat bewildered gaze, and shove a bag of crispy fish into Raphael's hands. A decent number of people recognize us, but we tactically ignore their gawking. When did they put up that statue over there? I
saw craftsmen hammering away at it not too long ago.
At the end of the path stands an exquisitely detailed, majestic statue of the sea god. He wields a trident as he stands above the whitecaps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your abdomen is well defined. They're putting a lot of effort into flattering you. But charge a little too much. Dude, I love MC.
What do you mean? It's a faithful depiction.
This is not... I'm going to insult you always for like the 150 pull shenanigans. He's done this twice. When the God of Tides rerun happened, he again took 150. And he took 150 again. I'm never going to get to rank up any myths. It's far more accurate compared to the previous sea god statues. The older ones were extremely imposing and masculine. Their beards were longer than their hair. When I heard your voice for the first time, I couldn't believe you were the sea god. You sounded too young.
You're not wrong. You saw it yourself in the sea god's tomb. Those sea gods had flowing beards longer than their hair.
I take a moment to recall the statues I saw there. You're still the most handsome one.
You have my thanks.
He raises his hand slightly and the seashells placed near the base of the statue shimmer with a crystalline light. It's akin to a silent response from a god. Seeing my questioning look, he smiles.
I still believe humanity's faith is fragile. The slightest touch can shatter it. However, the meaning of festivals is equally important, whether they are here or where Whalefall City used to stand.
This looks like Whalefall City.
Just for today, I can let them be happy for a bit. It's not difficult.
Aw. See, you can be nice. I hold his fingertips. Raphael, before you fell asleep, you must have been a likable sea god. Even though you've lost your memories, you still long for Whalefall City. You want to awaken all the Lemurians and bring them back to their homeland.
Making unfounded judgments like this is usually a dangerous sign.
I'm flattering you accept it. Who says it's unfounded? On a small scale, you dislike human worship, yet you still respond to their wishes. On a larger scale, you saved everyone during the lunar eclipse despite the fact that they hated and insulted you. And most importantly, I loved you once. It was enough to forge a covenant with you. At least that proves you're worthy of affection. You're worthy of being loved. Ahem. Now it's your turn. Say something nice.
What?
I gave you plenty of compliments. Isn't it your turn to compliment me now? You took 150 pulls.
Your eyes are bright. Your hair is soft. And you remind me of a proud little crab when you smile. When you're angry, you're like a prickly sea urchin.
I'm going to catch a pincurchin and name it MC at this point. Does the last part count as a compliment?
Of course.
I accept it.
If you lived at the bottom of the sea for thousands or tens of thousands of years, you would know how precious it is to see even a sliver of vibrant color.
He has a point. I open my mouth, but I'm unable to find the right words. The basket in my hand sways slightly. I lower my head and see a little girl slipping a pink seashell into my basket while taking another one. I love when children do these things. Children, there is no one offers better worship than children. I swear to God, even in Forgotten Sea, the only humans that Raphael liked were small children because they're so heckin' pure. After we make eye contact, she immediately scurries back to her mother, who is the stall owner selling crispy fish. The stall owner struggles with how she should respond. Then she gives me a forced smile. It's a card. Child's good.
See? The people here like you too.
More like the kids too, because they're very innocent. That's not it. It's... whether it's belated guilt, cautious appeasement, or even the complex emotions that are impossible to articulate, I can't say. I haven't done anything to deserve their affection.
It's because you're you.
His hand covers mine and it moves past the tricolor ribbon on the basket so his fingers can intertwine with mine.
All endearing words suit you perfectly.
That's nice. After the 150 pull shenanigan. By the time we return to the temple, there are a few more colored seashells in my basket. It's not a lot, however. I hang it by the windowsill and I see Raphael is about to approach the pool. I quickly run over to stop him. Wait, there's still something we need to do. I take out the floral liquor I had very prepared and pour it into a silver chalice. We celebrated with everyone else. Now it's time for our private celebration. Oh. The Seas Gratis Festival is also for lovers. People collect elderflowers during the spring and use them to brew liquor. You're supposed to give it to your beloved on this day.
Does this contain your entire Springs collection?
I bought it. I was still locked up in the tower in spring.
It's alright. I don't mind.
Okay, we're using this as the replacement for the pomegranate wine. Most of my audience doesn't even know what I'm talking about. Raphael picks up his glass and gently clinks it with mine. The floral liquor is sweet and pure. After drinking it in one go, I refill both glasses.
Now that it's just the two of us, is there anything you want to say to the sea god? To me?
You specifically. Huh?
During the ceremony, your chants were filled with other people's words to the sea god. They were not your own.
Oh, that's fair.
Don't you want to tell me something? Maybe I can make a wish come true.
And this man's really thought falling in love with MC was optional. If there's anything I've learned from the main story, it's this. If I wish for you not to become the sea god, would it be weird?
What makes you say that?
Compared to the sea god you might be in the future, I prefer Raphael. I don't want you to forget that name.
I'll need your assistance then. Help me ensure this name and these memories are deeply engraved in my heart and soul. Make it so erasing them is impossible.
As our glasses clink and the floral liquor slowly disappears, Raphael suddenly holds out his hand to me.
You told me that during the Seas Gratis Festival, humans exchange seashells to give blessings to each other.
Yeah?
I've already given you a seashell. Shouldn't you give me something in return?
I touch the seashell necklace around my neck. I rack my brain for what feels like ages, yet I can't think of anything that would be of equal value. I slip a pearl ring off my finger. I've worn this since I was a child. It's not the pearl that the Tomb of the Sea God told you to find, but you can have it. I'll give you a blessing that only belongs to this ring. May all your wishes come true. When that time comes, remember to take me to Whale Falls City.
I heard that rings are often gifts that symbolize romantic devotion in the world of humans. Does this mean you've fallen in love with me?
Oh, it was not difficult. Once I was less mad about the 150 pull shenanigan, that was not difficult. I contemplate his words for a moment before I lean forward and kiss the corner of his lips. Yeah! What do you think?
I think I need some more convincing proof.
And he really thought this was optional. Aww. Y'all are adorable. I love you. That night, the sound of the waves draws closer. Gentle, melodious music mixes with the laughter. As Fantasia sharks swim overhead, vibrant colors burst before my eyes. Someone reaches out to hold my hand. My veil is lifted, and I'm led towards the light. Then the music and laughter transform into weeping and screams. All colors fade into a dull grey, and the hand that's tightly holding mine gradually turns cold. Seawater engulfs everything. The cold overwhelms the world, and even the last melody played on a flute sinks into deathly silence. But that hand still doesn't let go of me. Jeez. When the sun rises, come to the beach. I'll take you somewhere special. On the last day of the Seas Gratis Festival, I wake up and find a note Raphael left beside my pillow. Rosy daylight spreads across the horizon and paints the sky in distinctly warm colors, yet the wind carries an unusual chill. There's a smell. It's a repulsive fishy stench. Oh! I swiftly draw my silver sword and block an attack that was aimed at my heart, yet something akin to sharp claws pierces my shoulder. It's like a coiled tentacle that's covered in thistle-like barbs. They dig deeper into my skin while I struggle. What happened?
It's been a long time, bride of the sea god.
I don't know what I was expecting. So that's where you went, Hawkern. Still maintaining his sanctimonious facade, he emerges from the darkness. Behind him, several grotesque, elongated shadows extend outward.
You were waiting for me.
Your trap is too obvious. The toxin from the barb seeps into my blood. My body becomes numb, but I doubt I'll die from it.
Too bad. The sea god deceived you with a few empty words. You're still under his spell. Do you actually believe he'll save you?
Yes, actually.
He'll only lead you to your death for his own selfish desires.
What planet do you live on? His eyes gleam with malicious intent. As my consciousness begins to fade, traces of light are gradually devoured by darkness.
Don't resist. Now then, follow me. Everything I've done is for Romirro. I want to prevent it from following the same doomed path as the Muria.
We may be slightly screwed. The pain in my shoulder wakes me. As I open my eyes, I find myself in a cage I know all too well. My hands and feet have been shackled. Sensing a putrid, fishy smell, I see a massive, grotesque shadow on the wall. It's accompanied by the sound of something viscous being torn and peeled apart. If Hawkeye is being peeled apart, that's great. I suddenly recall the spell he cast on me, the one he used to control me.
Indeed, it's an ancient curse, but it's far too weak to control my bride.
Uh-oh.
These magics can't be wielded by humans. Tell me where you found it.
Uh-oh. You're no longer human.
So what? To save the Muria, this pain is nothing.
The shadow on the wall suddenly contracts. A moment passes and it slowly returns to a humanoid form. With so many sea monsters parasitizing your body, aren't you afraid they'll eventually devour you? You'll be turned into a real monster.
The human body is too fragile. It's incapable of helping me in my quest to revive Lemuria.
Why do you want to revive Lemuria? Are you Lemurian?
I need a body powerful enough to let me live for thousands of years. But that sea god, he destroyed the body I had painstakingly crafted when he put me in that water prison. He forced me to devour more, and I turn into what you see now.
Noticing the countless festering cracks and deformed joints on his hands, I feel nothing but shock and pity. Recalling his talk with Lemuria and the implications of his recent words, a theory forms in my mind. Are you a Lemurian? But you were born and raised in Romirro. Lemuria was destroyed tens and thousands of years.
Lemuria was never destroyed.
He yanks the chains and I'm forced to look into his eyes that are filled with ominous darkness.
It's sleeping. It's waiting for me. Once I kill that foolish, selfish sea god, I will become Lemuria's new sovereign.
Oh, he is mad that Raphael let Lemuria fall for MC.
I shall resurrect Lemuria, the only civilization that's glorious enough to rule this world.
That actually kind of explains a lot. He seems to have lost his mind with his obsessive delusions and hatred for Raphael. However, his words aren't complete nonsense. Yeah, they actually kind of make sense. Do you want to return to Lemuria?
It's the most beautiful place in the world, and the homeland of all Lemurians. Don't you love your homeland? Wouldn't you want to save it?
I'm not passionately enamored with Romirro. Despite my feelings, I pretend to nod and agree with him. I understand, but this doesn't have anything to do with me. Why would you kidnap me to save Lemuria?
Don't you remember?
A tentacle tosses something at my feet. It's a small fractured stone tablet. However, I recognize it instantly. The Tome of the Sea God? It's very similar to the one in the temple. The patterns and text are almost identical. It's as if it was broken off a larger stone tablet.
You are the only human who can communicate with the Tome of the Sea God. Go on. Read.
I see the problem. The blood from my shoulder drips onto the stone tablet, and the blurred text emits a faint golden glow. Find a true love. When blessed with true love's kiss, claim our heart by our own hand. A heart pure, flawless, and filled with love is the best offering a human can give to Lemurians. I see the problem. It is, yes, what happened at the end of Forgotten Sea is really coming back to bite us in the ass. The prophecy from the Tome of the Sea God that I read, it was incomplete.
Do you understand now? If the sea god wants to reclaim his power, he needs more than true love. True love is just a stepping stone to him.
Hakan gives me a mocking gaze that's filled to the brim with contempt.
Akin to how a starving person seeks food, ripping out your heart is the sea god's natural instinct.
It doesn't seem like it's gonna work, but yeah, let's hear it out. I don't believe you. Even if he wants to kill me, I need him to say it.
What a foolish, stubborn lass. Don't tell me you've already fallen in love with him.
Yeah. You don't need to know that.
How unfortunate.
He laughs with malicious delight.
When he remembers everything from those years, he'll ensure your very existence tastes oblivion.
Raphael has repeatedly been trying to actively avoid the part where he needs to rip my heart out. He's not going to do this regardless of what happens. Is he referring to what happened before Raphael fell asleep? Hakan pulls out a bottle covered in verdigris and unscrews the topper. An eerie vapor drifts out.
Come, witness the events from the annals of Lemurian history. See how you and that sea god destroyed the Lemuria.
Oh boy. If this is a direct answer of what happened after Forgotten Sea, I am not ready. I hold my breath, but the eerie vapor seeps into my skin in an instant, invading every fiber of my being. Within moments, dormant memories awaken like magma breaking through frozen earth. It burns every blood vessel and nerve in me. It hurts. Searing pain tears through my body. My mind is plunged into chaos, yet something gradually comes into focus.
Are you willing to be my follower?
Raphael. Oh no, I'm not ready. The massive circular chamber is as dim as twilight. The ground trembles as fractured stones cascade down from the dome ceiling. Oh my god, this is directly what happened before the Forgotten Sea myth ended. My body is suddenly pinned down. A sharp dagger is pressed against my chest and its tip drawing drops of blood. Oh no. Raphael? No, that's not right. Isn't this what he actively tried to avoid? The Raphael before me is a brighter, more radiant young man, yet the dark blue flames that burn in his eyes and his expression are unnaturally detached. In his hand, he tightly grips the sharp dagger. It's poised, ready to pierce my heart. I can't make a sound. I grab the handle of the dagger and use all of my strength to fight against death itself. The trembling tip of the dagger freezes.
Run.
But the detached hostility returns to his eyes as blue and golden light radiates from his body.
As my follower, you must offer your heart to me. A Lemurian bond holds great power, but it's also a chain. The sea god should have no weaknesses or constraints.
When Raphael begins to gain power as the sea god, he loses his sense of self. We saw this in Land of Secret Flames. He doesn't recognize MC anymore in that moment. Basically, when he is fulfilling a responsibility, he no longer recognizes MC. My struggle is futile. The blade sinks deeper into my chest. Blood falls as the pain spreads. There's a loud crash and the restraint on my body loosens. Raphael leans against a wall that's far away from me. Pain has contorted his face. Inside the stone niche burns a gentle yet feeble flame. It's so weak that a breeze could extinguish it.
Stay away from me.
Those dark blue and golden lights still surround him. However, the blue flames in his eyes have been extinguished, or rather suppressed.
You cannot stay here. Lemuria's flame requires the hearts of our followers to sustain it. This is wrong.
And this leads into why he tried to change the prophecy in Abyss Walker.
Should it continue, 'tis only a matter of time before I lose control and hurt you again. You must find a method that will allow it to burn forever. That shall be Lemuria's true path.
The flame from the knees gently floats to Raphael's fingertips. Then it transforms into countless delicate threads of light that flow towards my chest. Shocked, I try to break free, yet I find myself bound by those threads. A strange warm power flows into my heart.
There is a legend. It says the wick of a flame exists in the place where all oceans converge.
Imagine reading this myth without reading Forgotten Sea.
Find it, and Lemuria will be enveloped in light and endure forevermore.
Assumption? Hekin Etharkor. Water currents embrace me and carry me out of the temple. From a distance, Raphael gives me a gentle smile. And that is the point. I think there was this illustration where their hands part.
I shall ensure Whalefall City remains exactly as you remember it, until the day you return with the wick. This is my promise to you. For 'tis Lemuria's vow, a bond everlasting.
No! Despair and blood pervade the seawater as thunderous ruination buries all cries and screams. I desperately try to push away the darkness before my eyes, but it feels like my body is trapped in quicksand. The more I struggle, the more I suffocate. Holy crap! Yeah, well, this definitely tells us what happened after Forgotten Sea. Ah!
That human deceived you. She deceived all of Lemuria.
A human stole our flame. Lemuria will perish.
Why did the sea god deceive us? Why didn't he protect Lemuria?
The sea god has changed before we even realized it.
The seawater drowns their despair, and yet I can't defend Raphael. It isn't Raphael's fault. It's because I didn't fulfill my promise to Raphael, because he wouldn't let me. There was no wick that existed in the place where all oceans converge, or at the end of the sea. Lemuria could never exist forever. Lemuria was a civilization that should have never existed. Destruction was its predetermined fate. The last god of the sea perishes along with Lemuria. They dissolve into the ocean. It's not a slumber. It's oblivion. He will disappear from this world. I will never be able to find him, see him, hear the song he plays for me or the flute, or see his smile. My heart silently cries out, and it awakens the unwavering determination of my former self. I won't let Raphael die. I will save him, and the price that must be paid, it doesn't matter. In the violently trembling deep sea, the summon your staff I wield ignites. The cold flames illuminate the gaze that's a breath away from mine. Shock, sorrow, anger. I can't exactly make out the emotions in his eyes. I only see the mark of our bond on his collarbone. It's like a stream of blindingly bright, burning blood. Countless threads of light transform into runes. I raise the staff and let a phantom pierce his body. I hear my own heart as I speak. Every single word is part of a merciless command. With the power of Lemuria's vow, Raphael, you shall be forever imprisoned here until Lemuria welcomes the opportunity for rebirth. Until the world reaches that moment when you can be awakened. His divine gaze, once clearer than water, transforms into a black tide. It freezes when he looks at me.
You betrayed me.
What? I don't exactly know what I'm doing. Once the seal is complete, he is plunged into the depths of those abyssal waters. I hear a deafening sound as if the entire ocean is being split apart. Boundless black waves surging from all directions. His dissipating figure becomes the rain that falls upward. Oh my god. I see MC's logic. MC's logic was, if I can trap him, he won't fade away. I will cut out your heart with a dagger honed, my darling. And in love's name, your heart will become my faith. Your body will be washed clean, shine like a pearl. I will care for your heart. I will care for your heart. Till we meet again, and you will claim it for yourself. There are so many more plot holes being formed, and yet there are so many plot holes that are also being filled. This myth is basically an answer to what happened in Forgotten Sea.
Do you remember now? You stole the flame and sealed away the sea god, and he trusted you so easily. You are the ones responsible for Lemuria's destruction.
My mind is reeling from the impact of those memories as I lift my head. My gaze focuses on the former Castellan. Then it shifts to the silent figure standing in the shadows behind him. Raphael? I don't know when he arrived. However, his cold gaze has told me everything. He saw my memories as well. Håkon continues his endless monologue, but I can only hear chaotic noise. I stare blankly at the figure before me. Our gazes lock and we freeze under the moonlight. My thoughts also seem to be frozen in place.
We'll deal with him first.
A faint whisper that only I can hear reaches my ears. I give a slight nod in response.
He will kill you, cut out your heart, and leave your body out to rot. You will not receive a proper burial. If you want to live, your only option is to kill him before he can act. Your bond with him is your sharpest blade. You can order him to take his own life. As you can see, anything is possible.
Yes, I remember. I was the one who sealed Raphael. I try to speak as calmly as possible. But I'm also responsible for Lemuria's downfall. Why is Raphael your only target for revenge? Don't you hate me too?
Of course I do. However, I'm willing to let bygones be bygones if you kill the sea god.
Heck no. Remove my shackles then. Can I do anything if I'm like this? I lift my chin slightly. You better hurry. He's already here.
Huh?
Please kill him this time. A tall, slender figure appears under the moonlight. Raphael raises his hand and summons the Tidebreaker Trident.
How convenient. You've delivered yourself to me.
Chains that bind me snap. I rub my sore wrist before materializing a silver sword. I take two steps forward. In the suffocating silence, Raphael is the first to speak.
It was you.
You let Håkon escape on purpose. He was used as bait so you could find out who sealed you away. And that person is me. I slightly don't understand the logic of why.
Correct. The greatest weakness of Lemurians is that bond.
But I kind of
And
saw
a
it
sea
coming.
god cannot have weaknesses. He must kill the person who forged the covenant with him.
And this is written?
There will be no one left in the world who could restrain or threaten him. And only then shall he become an invincible god.
An invincible god who won't live very long. Probably.
Regardless of whether it's for Lemuria or for myself, I must kill you.
He speaks these cold words. Although I know it's just an act, I can't help but think. Perhaps these words also contain his true feelings. We don't need to say anything else to each other. I raise my silver sword as lightning flashes at the tip of the Tidebreaker trident. Blue fiery power surges around Raphael's body.
Farewell, bride of the sea god.
When the tip of my sword clashes with the Tidebreaker trident, our weapons are diverted to the side. Oh my. Raphael is in the same situation as Silas and his MC. The destined arch nemesis nonsense. This is the exact same situation. What is it with those of you that are like mythical creatures? As the light fades, Hawken's eyes are filled with terror, yet he cannot move. His body shatters amidst flying sparks. A putrid stench fills the air as viscous fluid seeps between the bricks and spreads across the floor.
Don't taint Lemuria's glory with your disgusting ambitions. A man who lost himself to madness has no right to save Whalefall City.
Hawken's eyes bulge with fury as guttural sounds escape his throat. Then he crumbles and turns to ash. Raphael withdraws his trident and brushes away the dark embers from his body.
Your hand.
Okay. A small flame dances from his fingertips and travels up my forearm. The fluid and bloody marks left by the shackles disappear.
You are afraid of me.
Very much.
What's wrong? Did you think I would actually kill you?
I'm not afraid of you. It's just... What? Here's the thing. You won't kill me. I know that. It's just that I'm realizing that, oh my god, yes, we do need to die. Sorry, I need to die. I'm the one who sealed you away. And I'm also the key that will allow you to reclaim your power. You have every reason to kill me.
If I asked you to, would you willingly offer me your heart? I want you to answer honestly.
This heart has always belonged to you, and I promised it to you before. So yes, I'm willing to return it to you.
Then why are you crying?
Because this is f***ing devastating. I blink and realize the tears are threatening to fall from my eyes. Forgive me for the cussing. But Silas's myth already made me cry. This is nearly the same situation. Being willing doesn't mean I'm not afraid of death. And I owe you an apology. I understand it can't erase a fraction of your suffering. His fingertip is cold as he presses it against the spot where my beating heart is. Our noses almost touch. We're so close that one breath would close the distance between our lips.
What I want is a heart with pure and utter devotion. Its love for me should come from the very depths of one's soul. Do you think it is that?
I don't have an answer for you. Even if it was, this heart now bears an invisible fissure that can never be fully mended. In general, this is why Lincoln Raphael doesn't mind if we don't regain our memories. He doesn't want us to feel guilty.
The answer is clear. Your heart is of no use to me. For now, at least. Go back.
Where?
Your injuries haven't fully healed yet. You should get some rest.
Alright. I murmur in agreement, yet neither of us makes a move to leave. The moonlight casts shadows on the window bars. It resembles a wall of thorns that gradually spreads between us. The path from the tower to the temple isn't long. However, it feels as if we've been walking for an eternity. After that day, we continue as if nothing had changed, yet everything is different. We no longer watch the faint light on the horizon in the morning, nor do we light all the candles in the temple on cold nights. The images from that vision are like an inescapable thorn. It has pierced me and Raphael. Dusk falls and Raphael tells me he will temporarily leave Ramiro to search for the pearl in the deep. It's mentioned in the Dome of the Sea God. We part ways on the beach. He dives into the sea, his tail catching the sunset's light in all of its beautiful iridescence. The waves and ripples will never settle. Likewise, I will never see him again. On the last night of summer, an unprecedented storm falls upon Romirro without any warning. The water has risen past the average person's waist. With the rain, they rapidly engulf every building, shop, and slope. I watch from the top of the temple. Beyond the rain lies a hazy black ring surrounding everything. The sea water surges and churns. I only gave out the order to reinforce the embankments and clear the waterways. Unfortunately, when faced with this kind of storm, it is futile. Another building collapses, oh my god. The rising waters carry the rubble and people screams in all directions. Someone bobs up and down in the current. The black water carries them towards me.
Help me! Someone!
I recognize her. She's one of the ladies in waiting who served me in the temple.
Help!
Countless images flash through my mind. They overlap and intertwine. The faces of people below the tower, those looks of disgust or apathy when I was forced to perform the waiver ritual. The smiles of people who sent me invitations and exchanged seashells with me during the Sea Gratis Festival. Oh, thank God.
Your Highness. Your Highness, thank.
The nearest shelter is to the north. Go. Before she thanks me, I harshly interrupt her. The lady in waiting steadies her weakened body. Her eyes, once soaked in despair, flickers briefly with hope before it dims.
The flood has washed away all the city's shelters. Aside from me, there are others who have nowhere to go.
Carrying debris, the roaring flood crashes against the temple. The building trembles, yet it still remains steadfast. Oh boy. When I was 15, I oversaw its renovation with the intention of making this a symbol of faith as solid as the heavens. It was designed to stand tall for centuries. Tell everyone to take shelter in the Sea God's temple.
Your Highness, we did a search and brought the people we found to the temple.
People who escaped the storm are put into small groups in the main hall. They anxiously watch as I stand next to the statue of the sea god. I look outside. The rainfall wraps around Romirro like a sheet of rough gauze. It covers everything in a deathly white as far as the eye can see. Turning back, I instruct Perry to distribute all the food supplies in the temple. When the storm eases, lead them to Mount Onyuna. It's tall enough, the water will not reach you there. After I give out my simple orders, I ignore the anxious gazes and hushed discussions around me as I turn to leave.
Your Highness?
Yeah? Yes?
What if the rain never stops and the flood reaches Mount Onyuna? What then? What if the third night comes?
All sounds seemingly vanish, only rainfall remains. Gazes pour in from all directions like water. Everyone stares at me as they wait for an answer about their future. I don't know. Their gazes instantly freeze.
But you're the bride of the sea god.
It's a long story. Someone speaks in a dazed voice and I smile faintly. The bride of the sea god is still a human. I thought you understood this hundreds of years ago. Why else would you have so easily abandoned me in the past? Silence falls over the temple. I sigh. I did not shelter them just so I could bring up old grievances. I've already done everything within my power. What remains is a challenge you must overcome by working together. Don't place all your hopes on me. Suppressing the many uncertainties in my heart, I look at the misty blackness beyond the rain. My promise with Raphael isn't valid anymore, huh? If only this heart truly fell in love with him, then he'd prevent the sea from swallowing Romirro and allow me to live. Back when we decided to fall in love, neither of us anticipated what today would bring. I hope the sea he's in has pleasant skies. My heart aches again as I grasp the necklace he gave me. What?
What I want is a heart with pure and utter devotion. Its love for me should come from the very depths of one's soul. Do you think it is that?
I still can't give a definitive answer to the question Raphael asked me that night. However, no matter what happens, I can't let Romirro sink. I must survive until the day I see Raphael again. Several days later, the torrential rain finally stops while everyone sleeps. The howling winds subside to some extent. Wading through the accumulated muddy water, the ladies in waiting carry out my orders. They evacuate everyone from the city. I press my faintly aching temples. I am unable to dismiss the ominous premonition lingering in my heart for some reason. I look up. The moon has vanished without a trace. Moonlight drowns in murky gloom. Within the blink of an eye, black clouds swallow the last trace of light from heaven and earth.
The eclipse! The eclipse is here!
The eclipse! The prophecy from the tome of the sea god! Romirro is about to be submerged!
After being momentarily stunned, I finally realize that there are no black clouds in the sky. A massive wave is rising from the sea. Fairy, take everyone back into the temple. But these feeble struggles are no match for the approaching catastrophe. The wave swiftly unfurls its deathly embrace over Romirro. A loud sound explodes across the sky. For a moment, everything is as bright as day. Golden light leaves through the massive wave. Waters flow back and reveal a familiar silhouette. The seashell necklace around my neck begins to shake violently. Raphael? The massive wave collapses and the larger water splashes touch the land. Raphael raises his tidebreaker trident and the scales on his tail reflect a piercing cold light. The trident is swung down with great force. Heavy storm clouds are transformed into scorching, powerful winds that sweep across all of Romirro. Wherever the trident points, flames are more brilliant than the blazing sun. Flames more brilliant than the blazing sun ignite across the water's surface.
The sea god? Is that the sea god?
Damn right! To control the currents and the tides, without a doubt, this is Raphael's power. Like mountains, the towering waves are stacked on top of one another. They spiral upward under the force of the wind and fire to form columns of water that pierce the sea like spears. The violent ocean is suppressed by the sea god's ferocious power. Fire clashes against the seawater that had rushed into Romirro, and the sea is forced to retreat. His flames can split the water. I run toward Raphael by stepping on the scattered floating debris that once made up a seawall. Only one thought races in my mind. Faster! I need to go faster. Ahead of me, Raphael stands amidst the unquenchable flames. His long hair is disheveled by the wind. I can't talk. Raphael! Water and fire illuminate Raphael's eyes as he looks at me. A divine power surges in his gaze. It's as fierce as the turbulent currents surrounding him. Not even a trace of my image is reflected in his eyes.
You shouldn't have come here.
Why?
Return to the shore if you don't want to be reduced to cinders.
Bold of you to assume I care. I swing my sword to create a gust. It cleaves the flames and I leap through the opening to reach Raphael. Ignoring his trident that positioned as a barrier before me, I grab his rigid arm and forcefully intertwine our fingers. This is exactly where I should be.
Death will greet those who attempt to wield a sea god's power with a human body.
But I'm the one who has a bond with the sea god. I won't die that easily. As soon as we resonate, a scorching heat that feels like it could burn everything spreads from Raphael's palm into my body. Divine power surges, and at the same time, something else flows into my heart. In my days, I realize it's everything Raphael never put into words. In the dark depths of the ocean, the sea's ritualist hymn drifts down ethereally from the surface. It awakens his anticipation that has been suppressed for eons. During one of Romirro's short summers, the indifferent sea god's heart experienced pure contentment and joy for the first time. After he left the temple with the excuse of searching for pearls, the waves undulated like his fluctuating thoughts. All the time we spent together, my feelings for him were never unrequited. Raphael supports my waist as he hugs me from behind. His embrace is scorching hot.
Feel it. Now wield it as if it were your own.
Divine power collides with my nose. My blood boils as my eyes become the same color as Raphael's. Power representing heaven and earth advances from our fingers. The last wave that threatens Romirro is intercepted by fierce flames. I love our Ipsy so much, she's so badass. Suddenly the waves freeze just as they were about to surge forward with a howl. A beam of sunlight breaks through the thick clouds and shines upon me and Raphael. Immediately the waves fall as if weightless. They shed their ferocity and gently push towards the shore. My heart beats like a drum, but it's quickly drowned out by the jubilant distant cheers of relief from those who narrowly escaped disaster.
The tide has receded. Aren't you going to let go of my hand?
Oh, hell no! I turn my head. The burning divine power in Raphael's eyes slowly fades, and they return to what I'm familiar with. Hell no, I'm not leaving. I tighten my grip on his hand. You're stuck with me, Buck. What will you do if I don't let go? A long time passes. Then he smiles faintly.
Keep holding it.
Yeah.
Neither of us will let go first.
Yeah. This is not optional. Oh, we're okay now, but this isn't gonna last. Houses that were once submerged reappear. The ships, once swept away, are pushed back to shore by the waves. People emerge from the temple where they sought refuge. They slowly begin to rebuild their home. After finding some medicine in the temple, I return to the shore by the port. Raphael is leaning against the rocks. Excuse me. His eyes are closed and the dim daylight covers his body. His complexion looks paler than it actually is. He's asleep. Hey, get up. I dip my finger into the ointment made from gold feather algae. Then I gently apply it to the wounds in his arm. Although he appears alright at first glance, I soon notice several barely perceptible wounds on his body.
Be gentle. It hurts.
Sorry. You called me fragile, but a sea god's body isn't that sturdy. Despite saying those words, my movements become slower. I treat his wounds with the utmost care. Weren't you searching for pearls in the deep? Why did you return?
You thought I wouldn't?
Yeah. I thought you'd be upset for a longer period of time.
I'm not upset.
You're
However,
not?
that doesn't mean I didn't care.
His fingertip touches my palm and gently traces one of its lines.
A Lemurian bond grows stronger with love. The deeper the connection is between the two parties, the more powerful it becomes. Back then, our bond was so powerful that you were able to seal me away for thousands, no, tens of thousands of years.
And this is 800 years from our current timeline, this myth. And so he can in the future say, it's been 800 years, jellyfishes are walking naked, sea turtles climb trees, and sharks are eating grass for free. So I'm sorry.
Only a love with such pure and utter devotion is capable of doing that.
But like, you perceive that as a betrayal. I don't even know why I did that. It sounds like you haven't made peace with it.
Of course not.
He suddenly lowers his head and bites my knuckle. However, I don't dare to pull my hand away.
It wasn't a day, a month, or a year. What I endured is longer than what a human can possibly comprehend. Millions upon millions of years.
How long ago did Forgotten Sea happen? Oh my god!
How could I possibly let you off so easily?
Abhi aur 800 saal hai. It's still gonna take another 800 years. And then there is Abyss Walker, which I think happened like 40,000 years from Lincoln. Of course, you need to avenge yourself by never leaving me again. After I finish applying the medicine, he stretches his body and brushes away the...
I heard you protected many humans.
Yes, at the end of the day, I can't bear to see so many pointless deaths. I still don't like Romirro, but I can't bring myself to watch it perish.
You didn't do anything wrong. Watching your kin march toward their demise is a pain more excruciating than dying.
True.
You didn't force yourself to endure that suffering. Well done.
Immediately his tone shifts as he puts on a serious expression.
However, I do have objections in regards to letting those humans turn my bedchamber into a filthy mess.
It's not that bad, at least your pool was cleaned. I already ordered a few people to clean it. I promise your bedchamber will be spotless.
Good.
He pushes himself up, but he pauses as he's about to stand. What is it?
It's nothing.
Raf? Surging waves wash over the reef. As the water recedes, a tail transforms into a pair of legs. His tail
Let's return to the temple. I need to see its condition to feel at ease.
On a like completely unrelated note, his hair looks so good. I nod a second later. Then I notice a small crack in the seashell. Seashell. Which necklace? The one I'm wearing? That's a scale, isn't it? After that day, Romirro gradually returns to its former state. My recording just stopped. I have a 99-minute recording limit. After that day, Romirro gradually returns to its former state. There are no more sudden high tides and no more unexpected storms. The text in the Tome of the Sea God remains the same. The nightmare of Romirro being submerged seems to vanish into thin air, along with the overcast sky. The prophecy didn't come to fruition. Romirro won't sink. The Sea God and his pride protected us. We must express our gratitude and worship them forever. The people are immersed in the joy of surviving a catastrophe. They renovate the temple so that it's more magnificent and elaborate, erect taller statues, and supply RAFAYEL'S with an endless stream of gifts. But has the dust truly settled?
Your Highness.
Yeah. Passing through the crowd of onlookers, very hurriedly approaches. She bows before me. On the shore lies a dead, enormous silverfish. It's almost as long as several adult men if they were lying down and lined up in a row.
It was discovered by the fishermen who were preparing to set sail this morning. We don't know if the fish washed ashore after it died or beached itself.
Maybe this enormous fish is a good omen from the heavens.
It's a dead fish, but...
We might have a bountiful fishing season in the near future.
I approach the creature to get a closer look. The unease that has been lingering in my heart grows heavier. If I am not mistaken, this is the calamitous Pisces that's mentioned in the ancient texts. It's a harbinger of misfortune, an omen of disaster. The dark clouds that appeared during the lunar eclipse haven't fully dissipated, and now the calamitous Pisces has appeared. Romirro can still sink below the waves. For now, I can only act as if nothing is wrong. Worry not, find a suitable place to bury it and clean up this area.
Yes, Your Highness. By the way, Romirro was spared thanks to you and the sea god. The people want to prepare a feast to properly celebrate. They wish to invite you and the sea god.
No. I understand. We'll discuss it when the time comes. A big no. I walk towards the temple and tighten my grip around the seashell necklace. The crack has deepened the past few days. The seashell has begun to fracture in other places as well. I don't want to guess what this means. I just need to see Raphael quickly. Maybe then I can dispel some of the unease in my heart. Raphael, I need to ask you... Raphael? Stopping the storm that night consumed too much of Raphael's power. He's been staying in the temple to rest. Yet right now, I sense something is off. I don't hear the sound of flowing water by the pool. When I left, he was still dozing by the water's edge. I rush to the pool only to find that the springs have dried up. The water resembles an inky black void. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. Worried that something has happened to him, I dive into the water. Oh, boy. The black water is unbearably cold. I grit. He appears to be unconscious as he sinks into this nothingness. Raphael! What is happening? Mustering all the strength I can, I grab him. However, I'm not strong enough to pull him up. This won't work. I need to wake him up. What happened? I steady my breathing while I press my hand against his chest. I try to resonate so I can awaken some of his power. Yet time passes. There's still no response. His power is like the dried up spring. With most of it gone, it cannot respond to my resonance or voice. Why is it like this? After the initial shock, I'm momentarily at a loss. Then I notice the churning currents rushing into the deep. A bold idea appears before me. There's a location that's closely connected to the sea god. I hold the unconscious Raphael tightly against me and swim in the direction of the current. Fortunately, my guess was correct. The pool's current is connected to the sea itself, which allowed me to successfully get Raphael out of the temple. I prop Raphael against the reef. Recalling how he summoned the Fantasia shark, I make the same gesture he did and bring my hands to my lips. I whistle. I can't whistle. After many clumsy attempts, I finally succeeded. A skeletal Fantasia shark appears in the direction at the far end of the sea. Did I read that sentence correctly? It swims to my side and uses its rigid, bony snout to give a friendly nudge to my hand. Can you take Raphael and me to the sea god's tomb again? It doesn't seem to understand what I'm saying, so I repeat myself several times. Finally, it extends its fin bone and gestures for Raphael and me to climb onto its back. Thank you. After I steady Raphael on its back, the Fantasia shark turns around and transports us to the ocean's depths. This is an overwhelming myth. Unexpectedly, we arrive at the sea god's tomb with ease. Maybe it's because Raphael has already passed the trial. Even the guardian statue poses no challenge. After I explain the reason for our visit, they allow us to pass through the stone gates.
Young sea god. Oh, it's you two again.
Your quintessence, I'm here to make a request. I need your help. The statue of the sea god with a long beard lethargically lowers his weapon. He slowly turns his head to look at the unconscious Raphael.
He is about to fade from existence.
What?
He still needs to reclaim his true power. Yet he almost exhausted the small amount of divine energy he possesses.
What did he do to end up in such a state?
Long story.
What a shame. He will become the youngest sea god to fade away in our history.
Several more sea god statues move out of their stone niches. They soon join the discussion. Is there a way to save him? He can't fade away like this.
Of course.
He needs true love.
I'm standing right here.
He needs a heart that loves him unconditionally.
Well,
When he obtains the power to protect Lemuria, and the ocean recognizes his ascension to godhood, he will live for a long, long time. An almost immortal life.
This is the only way to save him.
a heart that loves him unconditionally. I call the hidden prophecy from the Tomb of the Sea God. A heart that's filled with love is the best offering for a Lemurian. Can my heart save him? The sea god speaks in hushed tones. Then the statue of the sea god with the long beard extends his hand towards me.
Are you willing to try?
Yeah. Of course.
It will hurt. Bear with me for a moment.
Okay. The ancient sea god clenches his fist and a sharp pain shoots through my heart. As he guides the process, several threads of gentle light are drawn out. Strand by strand, they float into Raphael's chest. Enduring the lingering pain, I place my hand over him and try to resonate again. There's a response.
Your pure heart and the devotion from your love is enough. However, you will dissipate into sea foam once you give up this heart. That decision is yours to make.
I see.
The sea god's tomb. How did I end up here?
You've been unconscious for a long time. These sea gods woke you up. I quickly speak before the sea gods can say anything. Then I bow respectfully to them. The sea god with the long beard gives me a profound knowing look before slowly turning towards Raphael.
The last sea god of Lemuria. May you find true salvation.
Thank you.
The sea god statues slowly retreat into their niches. Raphael turns around and I meet his intense gaze.
You're hiding something from me.
You're the one who's been hiding things from me. You've expended too much of your power. Your body can't sustain itself anymore.
Are you underestimating me?
I'm scared.
Defying a prophecy from the Tome of the Sea God did take a considerable toll on me. But I'll recover in a century, give or take.
The prophecy hasn't changed though. Romirro will still be submerged, yes?
Yes. But that doesn't mean it can't be changed. Romirro wasn't destroyed on the third night of the lunar eclipse. So for now, it won't sink below the waves. This is our turning point. Stop frowning. Let tomorrow worry about itself. As for the present...
He takes my hand and summons water currents to carry us upward.
It's almost dawn. We might be able to watch the sunrise as we head back.
Ow! Oh no. Oh boy. I should... Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. After returning from the sea god's tomb, Raphael seems to have returned to his normal self. The water in the pool has become clear again. He also doesn't need to spend the entire day inside the temple. Instead, he enthusiastically takes me along to explore Romirro's streets, alleys, and the wilderness. Just a tiny fragment of this heart's power is enough to revitalize him. If he received an entire heart, perhaps I'm still selfish. Faced with such a choice, I still cannot let go of my desire to live. But time is cruel and doesn't give me the opportunity to hesitate. After a night of rain, dark clouds once again spread across the sky above Romirro. The time Raphael spends sleeping in the water increases with each passing day. And my necklace's seashell has developed a deeper, longer crack. Raphael, the sky has cleared. Should we go to the foot of Mount Onyuna? The rest of my words are stuck in my throat. A large section of Raphael's tail, that's immersed in water, has turned a dull grey-white. Ah!
You're overthinking it. Humans have all sorts of hair colors. Why can't my tail change color?
Ah!
So, what were you saying about the foot of Mount Onyuna?
I was just wondering if you'd like to go out for a walk. He pauses and his tail sways gently beneath the water's surface.
I'm not in the mood.
And here we go. You can't turn your tail into a pair of legs anymore.
Your imagination is getting wilder by the day.
I am worried! He pats the ripples on the water's surface. Under the undulating waves, his tail transforms into legs. Oh.
You wake me from my peaceful nap and throw an accusation.
He adjusts his position to rest his head on my lap. He closes his eyes.
You owe me a sweet dream.
Alright, alright. I gently stroke the top of his head and lean down to kiss him. The seashell around my neck dangles. It sways in front of Raphael's peaceful sleeping expression. The cracks on its surface are glaring. I grasp the seashell and gently try to wipe away those marks. I pretend not to see the scales on his legs. I pretend Raphael isn't showing any signs of something being off. I pretend that everything on this land will remain as peaceful as it is today. This wait is so long. I am kind of tired, but also. Bouquets, lanterns, music. The plaza in the port is immersed in the sounds of celebration. It's like a grand farewell ceremony to disaster. Raphael stands far away from the humans. He watches the figure who's in the center of the crowd. She seems somewhat uncomfortable with that amount of enthusiasm. Slowly, however, the corners of her mouth curl. A slight smile appears on her face. He recalls those long stretches of time at the bottom of the silent ocean. The only sound he heard was the faint rattling of chains. With his eyes closed, he would construct an illusory world in his mind. He would imagine the splendor and wonder of Whalefall City, the place that had been long forgotten. Then a different voice broke into his world one day. Stupid Tomb of the Sea God, you're worthless in every sense of the word. If you're actually useful, you would have revealed the Sea God's location. What gives you the right to only disclose the whereabouts of the bride of the Sea God? It was a whatever that word is, voice. It was too loud to a certain extent. Yet it was the sun that occasionally appeared above the sea. He realized it was impossible to dislike. Using what little strength he had, he spoke to her for the first time. Perhaps their ending was already predetermined from that moment. The sea god must kill his bride to truly ascend to godhood. He must destroy their bond. He refused his fate before, but now he doesn't want to accept this either.
We might have to actually bid each other farewell.
He recalls the moment when she first spoke his name. With fingertips stained in their blood, he traced his name into the palm of her hand, one letter at a time. Even so, he couldn't intertwine his fate with hers along the lines of her palm. In this way, they were spared from separation.
I need to leave Romirro again. We won't be seeing each other for some time.
I frantically search for Raphael's figure in the crowd, but I only catch a message the sea breeze carried to me. Fortunately, our bond guides me to him. In a lit corner, I catch Raphael's fingers. Nope.
You were in a hurry. Are you scared I'd leave without saying goodbye?
Where are you going?
I'm just looking for pearls.
Raph!
Once I recover that part of my power, I'll return.
Raph! I don't believe you. His life force is fading away at an alarming rate. Under the illusion of an intact seashell lies a reality with cracks becoming increasingly more severe. His heart is also riddled with countless wounds. Raphael, is there anything you need me to do for you? Tell me, no matter what it is, I'll do it. Just say that you want your heart back, I'll return it to you.
No.
How long will you be gone?
It's hard to say. Maybe it'll be a year or two, a century or more. Perhaps even longer than that.
I can't wait that
Don't
long.
worry. Even after I'm gone, you and Romirro will survive. This is a god's promise to you.
Please take me with you. What is he planning to do? If he is making this kind of promise, it means he'll do something that I don't want to imagine. I won't be able to accept it. So, when are you leaving? Let me see you off. Oh.
All right.
Oh no.
I'll wait for you at sea.
My fingernails dig into my palm. The hesitation that swirled in my heart has finally crystallized into resolve. I will fulfill the promise I once made. Oh no. Oh dear God. There is an attempt.
It's a simple melody, yet you still haven't learned it properly.
Romirro taught me how to be a ruler, not a musician. Yeah.
Listen carefully. This is the last time I'll teach you.
Yeah. MC has made her decision. I am actually kind of proud of her. This is a big decision to make. The tides have changed.
The sea inevitably returns to where it belongs and separates from the land.
But the sea always meets the shore. We can meet again. Knowing what's coming, this is only making me sad.
say something else.
I'll pray to the sea. I hope every ocean current carries you to bright, warm something. Oh, sorry.
The sea heard your wish.
Praise, 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 praise. You said it was once part of your heart. It's time to return it where it belongs.
The place you hold in my heart far outweighs this little scale.
Oh God, the sun is rising. Because of my selfishness, something happened. Because of my selfishness, I took the heart that belonged to you. Now with the power of the sea god's vow, our covenant, break our bond. I can't complete that sentence. Reclaim this heart and end our everlasting bond.
No, I refuse to accept this betrayal.
I'm sorry. Literally, there was nothing else I can do. This heart can save you and Romirro.
The sea god doesn't need this heart. Our bond, it cannot end this way. I won't allow it.
Although our covenant has been broken, I'll become one of the sea and stay with you forever. Oh. And the bell is tolling. Oh no. Daylight has arrived. The tides surge. Waves build upon waves. They're so powerful that they scatter the clouds in the sky. The black sea water bleeds crimson. The red fades and takes the darkness with it. The sea's original azure hues reappear. The bells in Romirro toll ceaselessly as the massive waves engulf the world. The land is transformed into a seabed. Sea water envelops every house, every patch of soil, every mountain range. It whispers and returns the memories from millions of years ago. Millions of years. Everyone steps onto a strange yet familiar homeland. They breathe the air that flows in the seawater. Lemurian memories awaken in their blood. Phantasmal whales leap from the water and return to the sea. They swim through the city that has been reborn. Whalefall City. The sea god stares at his sand. There lies the pearl ring given to him by a young woman. It still gleams with a lustrous radiance. It gently encircles his finger. It's like her embrace that never let him go. It shall keep him bound to the sea forevermore. This is a devastating myth. Well, my Hogwarts mystery audience is very confused about what the hell this is. I hope you liked it. I like this game, so I read its stories now a lot. Whenever I get a new one that I can afford, I'll play it. And maybe some lads players will also watch my videos and enjoy them. Think I'll play Love and Deepspace for a video every now and then now. May as well. I'm playing the game anyway. May as well upload a video or two. Hope you enjoyed. Cry in peace. Bye. I would like to cry in peace.